kẹ̀kẹ́ la ó gbé ìyá wa mọ́ onírúurú Mrs. Julia Olúbùsọ́lá Akíntóyè dágbére ayé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí pé ó dìbò ṣe. Gbogbo Yorùbá nation pátá ló ń ṣe lédè lẹ́yìn màmá lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti lo 18 ọdún láyé 88 years. Ètò ìsìnkú yóò ṣe wá lọ rèé o. Ọjọ́ 24 oṣù kejì 24th of February la ó ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn orin fún màmá yẹn nílùú Èkó. Tó bá wá di ọjọ́ 27 oṣù kejì 27th of February la ó gbé yòókù ara màmá wá sí ìlú Adó Èkìtì níbi tí a ó ti ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn orin onígbàgbọ́ fún màmá yẹn ní dédé agogo 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́. Ọjọ́ 28 gangan ni àṣekágbá ìsìnkú yóò wáyé yẹn nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá àti Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dédé agogo 10 òwúrọ̀. Má sùn láyà olùgbàlà màmá tá ó fi pàdé tí ìpínyà kò ní sí mọ́. Ìyá onínúure abiyamọ abọ̀já gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. Ìyá Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ò ní gbàgbé yín. Sleep well till we meet to part no more. Ọmọlúkà Great TV and fans àwọn ló ń kéde fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Òkú ọlọ́mọ kẹ̀kẹ́ la ó gbé ìyá wa mọ́ onírúurú Mrs. Julia Olúbùsọ́lá Akíntóyè dágbére fáyé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí pé ó dìbò ṣe. Gbogbo Yorùbá nation pátá ló ń ṣe lédè lẹ́yìn màmá lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti lo 18 ọdún láyé 88 years. Ètò ìsìnkú yóò ṣe wá lọ rèé o. Ọjọ́ 24 oṣù kejì 24th of February la ó ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn orin fún màmá yẹn nílùú Èkó. Tó bá wá di ọjọ́ 27 oṣù kejì 27th of February la ó gbé yòókù ara màmá wá sí ìlú Adó Èkìtì níbi tí a ó ti ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn orin onígbàgbọ́ fún màmá yẹn ní dédé agogo 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́. Ọjọ́ 28 gangan ni àṣekágbá ìsìnkú yóò wáyé yẹn nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá àti Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dédé agogo 10 òwúrọ̀. Má sùn láyà olùgbàlà màmá tá ó fi pàdé tí ìpínyà kò ní sí mọ́. Ìyá onínúure abiyamọ abọ̀já gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. Ìyá Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ò ní gbàgbé yín. Sleep well till we meet to part no more. Ọmọlúkà Great TV and fans àwọn ló ń kéde fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Òkú ọlọ́mọ kẹ̀kẹ́ la ó gbé ìyá wa mọ́ onírúurú Mrs. Julia Olúbùsọ́lá Akíntóyè dágbére fáyé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí pé ó dìbò ṣe. Gbogbo Yorùbá nation pátá ló ń ṣe lédè lẹ́yìn màmá lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti lo 18 ọdún láyé 88 years. Ètò ìsìnkú yóò ṣe wá lọ rèé o. Ọjọ́ 24 oṣù kejì 24th of February la ó ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn orin fún màmá yẹn nílùú Èkó. Tó bá wá di ọjọ́ 27 oṣù kejì 27th of February la ó gbé yòókù ara màmá wá sí ìlú Adó Èkìtì níbi tí a ó ti ṣe ìsìn àṣàyàn onígbàgbọ́ fún màmá yẹn ní dédé agogo 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́. Ọjọ́ 28 gangan ni àṣekágbá ìsìnkú yóò wáyé yẹn nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá àti Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dédé agogo 10 òwúrọ̀. Má sùn láyà olùgbàlà màmá tá ó fi pàdé tí ìpínyà kò ní sí mọ́. Ìyá onínúure abiyamọ abọ̀já gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. Ìyá Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ò ní gbàgbé yín. Sleep well till we meet to part no more. Ọmọlúkà Great TV and fans àwọn ló ń kéde fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá.
Please.
ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn sálárà àgbà yìí náà, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, 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 we bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But e dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But e dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìléhùn ló ló la ojú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kòtò ní àná àpẹjẹ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó dúdú àga. Òdúdú àkóbá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ òdúdú á ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé. Ilẹ̀ ìlérí, àwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí ó tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó òdúdú wọn ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbétò lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà pẹ̀lú ìbí. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé gbogbo ayé jẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà pẹ̀lú ìbí. À ń gbétò lárugẹ, à ń kásá lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà pẹ̀lú ìbí. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà pẹ̀lú ìbí. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ oníbo máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ oníbo máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ dájọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia, ṣàwa ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbétò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá yọ. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àgbẹ̀dẹ tó fẹ́ wò tó kàn kí oko lára ni. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrè gidi Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yẹn wá o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Òdúdú alágbé dání, òtítọ́ lágbé dání. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àti sọ̀dálẹ̀, àti sódì kẹta. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúró tán, àtúnpèrè kéde. gentlemen, ẹ̀kú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ̀kú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Koikimedia is around. Very good morning and welcome to the 13th day of the month of February 2025 as we continue our educational campaign and also our quest and reasons why a failed country can no longer hold itself. Please share the program and invite others to do so. Moki, Eyin we are talking without you, there is no Koikimedia. Ẹ̀yin náà ni Koikimedia. Ẹ̀yin lẹni ká máa ta fálafálá. Ẹ̀yin lẹni ká tẹ̀síwájú pé Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn wa. Ẹni t'Ọlọ́run bá dẹ̀ ti ń bẹ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ kò ní kankan pé gbọ́dọ̀ máa bẹ̀rù torí pé Ọlọ́run tó dá gbogbo èèyàn kò sẹ́ni tó ní agbára tó ọba Elédùmarè. Àwa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí à ń torí ẹ̀ à ń jà fún pé kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá náà kó túbọ̀ máa fi ìṣọ́ àti ààbò kó máa fi ṣọ́ wa ní gbogbo ibikíbi tá a bá wà. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú kí bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè pé ẹ kúṣẹ́, ẹ kú àdúrótì, ẹ kú làásìgbò, ẹ dẹ̀ kú ìpalẹ̀mọ́ òkú ìyàwó yín tó ń bọ̀ ní ìparí oṣù yìí. K'Ọlọ́run kó jọ̀ọ́ kó bá wa mú gbogbo mọ̀lẹ́bí náà dúró dáadáa. Èmi ni wọ́n ń pè ní OLAYOMI KOIKI tí èèyàn mọ̀ sí Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. A máa tún dé láàárọ̀ yìí bí a ti ṣe ń dé láti jẹ́ kí a tún jẹ oúnjẹ mi láàárọ̀ yìí. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí pé assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú kí ẹ̀yin Christian pé ṣé dáadáa ni mo bá yín o. Gbígbàdúrà kò ní tán nídìílé gbogbo wa. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe àgbáyé tó ń bẹ ní gbogbo ibikíbi tó bá wà. Mo kí àwọn tó ń bẹ ní ìlú Benin Republic. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àwọn ti Ghana àti Togo. Mo kí ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní Abidjan. Mo kí ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní Liberia. Mo kí ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní Libya. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ ní Europe/Asia àti gbogbo continent tí olúkálùkù wa bá wà. Tí ẹ bá bá wa pín, á débi tó yẹ kó dé. Tí a bá ń dúró pé ẹlòmíì ni kó máa bá wa pín ètò tí ó máa fi débi tó yẹ kó dé, ìrìn àjò yìí á túbọ̀ máa pẹ́ sí. Gbogbo wa náà la dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà dé, ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ti ní kan má nínú. Ìyẹn náà la ṣe ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé ẹni tọ́rọ̀ òye ẹ lè béèrè, àmọ́ ẹ má béèrè ìbéèrè òmùgọ̀, ẹ má béèrè ìbéèrè àgọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi làákàyè ká fi gbé yẹ̀wò ní gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tá a bá ń jókòó síbí. Mo kí Ọlọ́run tó ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé wọ́n ní ìgbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, àmọ́ káwa náà ká gbìyànjú pé gbogbo ìgbàkígbà àwọn tó fẹ́ gbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, àwọn náà lúgọ. Wọ́n wò bóyá a máa mú fún wọn àbí bóyá a ní ṣiṣẹ́ láti jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ náà kó má gbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Mo ṣì ń kí bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè pèsè gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tí a bá máa na àsíá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tá a bá máa na àsíá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tí àsíá yẹn tá a bá máa gbé dúró, ká má wá yín tì bàbá, ká má wá yín tì. Kí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ẹ̀mí tí à ń rí níwájú wa yìí, kí ẹ̀mí náà kí ó túbọ̀ gùn kó dẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́. N tá à ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa ni, kò sí àní-àní níbẹ̀. Àbá nǹkan kan ju pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni ibi tá ti ń béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa, kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Ìgbò, bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Haúsá. So gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tá a bá ń jáde, àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ ò bá yé ẹni kó béèrè dáadáa lọ́wọ́ wa, nítorí pé Yorùbá nation tí à ń pariwo yìí kò ń ṣe fẹ́mi nìkan, kò ń ṣe fún ìdílé mi, kò ń ṣe fún fámílì mi,
fún àǹfààní gbogbo wa náà ni. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n yíká bàbá wa Professor Akíntóyè bí wọ́n ti ṣe ń palẹ̀mọ́ fún òkú ìyàwó wọn tó dé tán láìpẹ́ yìí. K'Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́, à ń bẹ̀ ni nínú ọlẹ́ pé kí ó fi ọjọ́ náà sílẹ̀ fún wa, kí ọjọ́ náà kó jẹ́ ọjọ́ ayọ̀, kọjọ́ náà kó jẹ́ ọjọ́ tí a máa gbéyà yìí pé gbogbo ìgbà tó lò láyé wọ́n lò dáadáa. Àwa dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí náà látòrí àwọn ọmọ àtàwọn ọmọ ọmọ, gbogbo ibikíbi tó lúkálukú bá ti ń bọ̀, ẹni tó ń bọ̀ láti Amẹ́ríkà ni, ẹni tó ń bọ̀ láti London, àwọn tó ń bẹ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, gbogbo ìgbà tí ọjọ́ náà bá máa dé kí a má tu wára wa, kí Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí bàbá wa Akíntóyè kí wọ́n lè cope pẹ̀lú the loss of the wife, torí pé ẹni tí ó bá ti ń báyàn gbé for a very long time tí ikú bá mú lọ, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀, àmọ́ àwa gbà pé kò sí kankan tó máa ṣe bàbá wa, alànà wa, professor wa, ẹni tí Ọlọ́run fi kẹ́ wa ní sáà yìí, torí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àgbàlagbà ń bẹ àmọ́ ṣe ni wọ́n ń sá pé bóyá kí Fúlàní má bàa mú wọn, àní wọ́n ń sá pé bóyá kí nǹkan kan má bàa ṣe wọ́n. Àmọ́ bàbá Akíntóyè wọ́n máa pé 90 ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ mú tó ń bọ̀ yìí. K'Ọlọ́run lọ́rẹ̀ bí bàbá náà. Ẹ bá gbọ́ ohun tí bàbá sọ lánàá, a rí pé bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa. Ní gbogbo ìgbà kí ìgbà tí bàbá bá sọ̀rọ̀, bàbá tún máa wà very very emotional, torí pé bó ṣe ń dùn wọ́n ni, bó ṣe ń ká wọn lára pé ògo lẹ̀ Yorùbá, ògo wa á rí lò. Ìdí tí a dẹ̀ ṣe rí lò ni pé inú Nàìjíríà tí àwọn British wá sí láti 1914 amalgamation. Kódà ọmọ Yorùbá mi àtẹ̀tù máa sọ fún wa pé kí ni àyípadà tá à ń wá nígbà tí British ti fún wa ní country, a ṣe kúkú wà nínú country náà, èyí tí a tún wá another country. Ìyẹn á máa jẹ́ ìbànújẹ́, torí pé irú àwa tí a mọ̀ pé ògo wa tí à ń sọ pé a fẹ́ lò yìí, àfi tá bá exit Nàìjíríà nìkan ni a lè rí ògo yẹn lò dáadáa. But ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òun ló ṣe dàbí ìgbà tí à ń bára wa jà. A dẹ̀ kúkú bára wa jà. Ọmọ Yorùbá bó ṣe ń dùn wá sí lọ́kàn náà ni olúkálukú ṣe ń gbé yẹ̀wò. Àwọn tó ń ṣe politics náà lénìí, nítorí pé a béèrè fún Yorùbá nation tẹ́lẹ̀, òun náà ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe politics. Àmọ́ nísìnyí tá a ti wá dìde tí a ti ń béèrè fún Yorùbá nation, èyí tí wọ́n lè ṣe ni pé kó jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ń kọ́, kí a jọ gbé yẹ̀wò, kí a jọ jókòó, ìjókòó tọmọlúàbí, ká jọ sọ́kúnná, ṣé a sì fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà àbá fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà. Látara bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ṣe ń kí Professor Akíntóyè dáadáa pésẹ́, k'Ọlọ́run kó bá wa lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí yín, kó fún yín lẹ́mìí gígùn àtàlàáfíà. Gbogbo ìgbà kí ìgbàsẹ́ tí a bá máa na àsíá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ká má wá yín tí bàbá o, kọjọ́ kí ó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin lẹ máa bá wa gbé àsíá náà débi tí a fẹ́. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí bàbá wa tí à ń pè ní akọrin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, tí a mọ̀ sí olóyè Dr. Sunday Adéníyì Adéyẹmọ, tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Kí Ọlọ́run kó jọ́ gbogbo bí Ọlọ́run ṣe fún ní ìmọ̀, tí ó fún ní làákàyè, tó fi ń tẹ̀lé bàbá wa Akíntóyè. Gbogbo ìgbà tá bá bàbá Akíntóyè sọ̀rọ̀ àti olóyè Ìgbòho á ní kò sí nǹkan kan tí ẹ lè sọ tóun lè padà lẹ́yìn bàbá Akíntóyè, nítorí pé bàbá Akíntóyè dúró dáadáa, kò dẹ̀ ṣe iyèméjì pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró. Òun ni òun náà ṣe tẹ̀lé bàbá Akíntóyè láti bí ọdún 4 nísìn. Lóòótọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ti sọ̀rọ̀ sí olóyè Ìgbòho, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ti wọ ẹnu sí wọn, àmọ́ Ìgbòho ò wo gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n ń sọ, torí pé ó mọ̀ dájúdájú pé ọ̀nà àbáyọ kan tó kù náà ni kí a lè gbára wa sílẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá wá ní kò ní ṣeé ṣe, àfàìlé Ọlọ́run lọ́wọ́. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí àwọn tí à ń pè ní Yorùbá Self self-determination movement tí à ń pè ní the movement. Àwọn ni the core bone of Yoruba nation. Àwọn gangan ni a lè máa ní tá bá ń pariwo Yoruba nation lénìí, àwọn gangan ni a máa mú gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùdarí Yoruba nation. Lóòótọ́ oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ náà ni ó ń bẹ tí ó ti wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kó tó di pé Yoruba nation jáde. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ tí ń gbé kó tó di pé àwa gbé, àmọ́ a dúpẹ́ fáwọn tó ti gbé níbi tí wọ́n gbé dé kó tó di pé àwa náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn. A dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ níbi tí à ń gbé lọ, torí pé ibi tá à ń gbé lọ náà ni ilẹ̀ ìlérí tá à ń pè ní Yoruba land. Kí Yoruba country kó dá jáde nínú location tí wọ́n há mọ́ kí a lè rí ògo wa lò dáadáa. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń dúpẹ́ fún olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà pé kọ́lọ́n kó jọ kó bá wa dúró tì yín. Gbogbo ìgbàkígbà tọ́lọ́run bá ti darí yín kó ti yá, òun náà ni àwa náà tí a jẹ́ ọmọ lẹ́yìn yín la máa tẹ̀lé yín. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní gbogbo ọmọ tákàrà bá kó sínú epo náà ló máa kó jáde. Gbogbo ìgbà tá bá máa bẹ́ jáde, gbogbo náà ni a máa jọ padà sílé láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà. Kò sẹ́ni tó ń bá ìjọba jà o, àmọ́ ẹ̀tọ́ tá ń béèrè yìí ó ṣeéṣe kí ìjọba máa rò bóyá àwa fẹ́ dàlúrú ni àbí àwa wá nǹkan míì. N tá wá n tó wà lófin àgbáyé, àmọ́ ó lè wà nínú òfin táwọn ọ̀bá wa jáde láti béèrè fún, a kọ̀ wà nínú òfin náà ni. Ìdí tí a ṣe ń sọ fúnra wa pé ká lọ máa palẹ̀mọ́ sílẹ̀, ká lọ máa múra sílẹ̀ fún ìwọ́de wọ́ọ́rọ́wọ́ tó máa jáde láìpẹ́ yìí. À ń ṣe ọmọ Ìgbò, à ń ṣe ọmọ Haúsá, à ń ṣe Fúlàní, à dẹ̀ ń ṣe Gàmbàrí. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá, ọmọ Yorùbá tó dẹ̀ dá tọ́ láti Kwara state títí dé Kogi, lọ sí ìlú Ondo state, títí dé Èkìtì state, Ọ̀ṣun state, Ọ̀yọ́ state, Ògùn state, Lagos state. Gbogbo bí ta ti ń béèrè Yorùbá pé kí Yorùbá yá tó dá dúró, àwọn state ta ti ń béèrè yẹn mo rò pé pọ̀ jù láti sọ pé wọ́n kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. À ń bọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Mo kí olóyè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Káyọ̀dé Ẹ̀mọ̀lá, the deputy to the YSDM. Mo dẹ̀ kí finance. Mo kí gbogbo group tó ń bẹ nínú YSDM. Tẹ́yìn ò bá tí darapọ̀ mọ́ YSDM, ìbéèrè kan ni pé kí ló dé àti pé kí ló fà á tí ẹ tí kí ló dé tí ẹ tí darapọ̀ mọ́ YSDM, because YSDM is the backbone of Yoruba nation. Àwọn ni wọ́n gbé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lẹ́tà jáde send sí President Buhari. Àwọn ló gbé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lẹ́tà jáde send sí United Nations àwọn ni wọ́n gbé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lẹ́tà jáde tí wọ́n sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí gbogbo ibi tí ó yẹ kí wọ́n ti gbọ́ pé Yorùbá fẹ́ jáde. Àwọn náà ni wọ́n gbé lẹ́tà jáde tí wọ́n sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí ICC lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí Fúlàní tó fi lọ pa olóyè sínú ilé. So tí a bá wá ráwọn tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ amọ̀dí torí àwọn kan wọ́n fẹ́ wà lábẹ́ bàbá Akíntóyè, and it is understandable pé ẹ fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ YSDM torí pé ẹ fẹ́ wà independent. A ní global directorate tí wọ́n refuse pé àwọn máa jẹ́ independent, àwọn máa báṣẹ́ lọ. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn fún iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe àti fún ìgbìyànjú táwọn náà ń kópa nínú ìrìnàjò Yorùbá nation. But in tí ó wà important tó dẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì ni pé tí gbogbo wa tí a bá jọ fọwọ́ kún bàbá Akíntóyè, tí a wà sentimental, tí a dẹ̀ fẹ́ táwa náà dẹ̀ fi dàgbà, torí mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo wa náà la máa ń gbàdúrà pé kọ́lọ́run ń jà dàgbà. Bàbá Akíntóyè is 89. Bàbá tí ó jáde tó sọ fún wa pé Yorùbá nation lọ́nà àbáyọ. Lóòótọ́ àwọn kan tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation, àwọn bíi comrade Victor Taiwo gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe gbọ́, George Akínọlá àtàwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tí a lè dárúkọ tán, brother wa Yínká Odùmákin kọ́nà fọ́run kẹ́. But pé Yorùbá nation ó ní lákàmì, mo kí Ṣọlá Sàlàkọ́, mo kí wọn. Tí ẹ bá wá ní ẹ fẹ́ dá tiyín ṣe, ṣẹ́yìn náà ẹ fẹ́ di bàbá Akíntóyè ni? Kò possible. A lè ní pilot mẹ́ta nínú plane. Pilot kan náà ni ló ń wakọ̀ yìí, òun náà ni bàbá Akíntóyè. So ó bẹ́tà kí gbogbo wa ká support wọn, ká dẹ̀ engage so that kí ìrìn àjò yìí kó lè ní final closure. But tá bá ń sọ pé a máa dá ṣe tiwa ní, a ní support bàbá ò mọ̀ ṣe, well, it is your fundamental right. But one thing is, ẹni tó bá láyè nínú gbogbo ẹ̀yin gúrùpù yẹn tẹ́ fẹ́ dá ṣe, ẹ máa bá ṣe lọ. But in táwa mọ̀ ni pé ẹni tó wà on the ground, òun gangan ni ó níṣẹ́ tó fi ṣe tó pọ̀. It is easier to sit abroad ká máa pariwo Yorùbá nation. Ìyẹn ló easy jù. For the last 3 years, Professor Adebanji Akintoye has been in Benin Republic after tí wọ́n kúrò nínú Nigeria, and he has done very well, extremely well. He has given us everything that we can think of and everything that we need to know. The question then is, do we sit back or do we give him more assistance with our own intellectuals, or we want to be those that wants to condemn, criticize, and bring him down? That is not going to happen, especially pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ tí bàbá ní. So that is why some of us have stood very close with him to protect him from the many hyenas that are ready to bite him. We will use our media to continue to work tirelessly for him and for the Yoruba people. And we will take instruction. We will not go one step ahead before Baba Akíntóyè make decision. Baba Akíntóyè ló ní the final decision. And I say it categorically. It doesn't matter how many groups you are. It doesn't matter wherever you are in Yoruba land today. On the Yoruba nation, Baba Akíntóyè has the final say. Òun ló máa sọ ìgbà tá máa declare. Òun ló máa sọ ìgbà tá máa jáde fún rally. Òun ló dẹ̀ máa sọ ìgbà tí àsíá Yorùbá will be established across all parts Yoruba land. So ẹ̀yin tó kù tí ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ẹ̀yin náà ní gúrùpù àbẹ̀dá ẹgbẹ́ sílẹ̀. Well, we are not condemning you. We appreciate your work. But one thing is, there cannot be two leaders. There is only one leader, and that leader is Professor Adebanji Akintoye. It's as simple as that. It does not matter your opinion. It does not matter wherever you are. It does not matter how you feel about it. Professor Adebanji Akintoye will be the man that will raise the flag of Yoruba nation at the appropriate time. Nobody, and we mean it, can bring him down. It doesn't matter your opinion. It doesn't matter your criticism. Baba Akintoye will lead us into Yoruba country, and God will give him the strength and capacity to be able to do so. So if you are trying to bring him down, think otherwise, because like I said, some of us will fight you dirty should you try to do so. We will fight you. We will bring you down as well. So it's better you keep your energy away from him. If otherwise, there will be problem between us and you. We are not fighting Yoruba people because we don't expect to fight each other. Our enemies are the Fulanis that we are fighting, and we will fight them with every blood that we have. It does not matter how long it will take to fight it. It does not matter how long it has taken for Yoruba nation to become a full independent country. But one thing is, one day it will become reality. It might not have happened now. It might not still be finished. But one thing I can tell us is that Yoruba country will finally become an independent country. Like Jesus says, Omawaye, when you are sleeping, Omawaye, when some of you are still in doubt. Even your present politicians knows very well that Yoruba nation is the solution to all our problems within Nigeria today. And we will do all that it takes to make it a reality. Please share the program. That's all you can do for us. Share the program and also like and love. There's no point we are sitting hours and hours, and yet it is so difficult for you to share. Nobody's looking for anybody, and if they are looking for us, Emilonwa, Baba Akintoye Lomamawa, Ateogloye Igboho, Konshayite Ngbowa. I know there is a lot of intimidation within Nigeria, and there are politicians that have become mini demons. But one thing is, when the right time comes, we would overpower them. But we need to be very strong in mind and spirit. Let's go back to how Baba addressed us yesterday, and let's do analysis on some of what was said yesterday.
láti jẹ́ pé kí ẹ kí wọn. Bàbá Ògúnríbidó, èmi kìíní kọ́kọ́ ni mo wà bí ní alẹ́. Bàbá Ògúnríbidó ṣe ti ń gbọ́ mi.
Àwọn tó gbé ilé onílẹ̀ Oòduà.
We are going to listen to Professor Akintoye the leader of the Yoruba self-determination, and I will do some bit of analysis on what he's going to be telling us today. So let us sit back and enjoy the little time that we have. I will not be calling names out, but I say good morning to each and every one of you that have joined us at this particular hour.
Àtàwọn tó ń gbé oríṣiríṣi ìlú mìíràn káàkiri ayé, orílẹ̀-èdè mìíràn káàkiri ayé, òkí gbogbo yín o, ẹ kú wòye o, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o, ẹ kú ìtọ́jú àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó wà nílé yín wọ̀nyẹn. Ọlọ́run á tọ́jú yín, Ọlọ́run á tọ́jú àwọn náà.
Baba is talking about children. Ọmọ kéékèèké. I was watching my sister Ashake TV show last night. And somewhere in Osun State, a young Yoruba son is wandering about torí pé kò ní school tó fẹ́ lọ. The young boy was asked question on the reason why tí kò lọ sí school. And as usual, we all know the reason is either the parent does not have the means láti rán ọmọ lọ sí school. I'm sure Awolowo will be crying in his grave of how Yoruba land has turned to where we, the most educated among all the indigenous people, káwọn tó lọ sí university làwọn ti ń graduate. Ẹgbọ́n tí bàbá sọ nínú fídíò tí a fi máa bá lọ yìí. Bàbá stated clearly that káwọn Igbo tẹ̀ tó sọ pé àwọn máa lọ university, àwa ti graduate for more than many years. Àwọn Hausa wọn tẹ̀ lọ sí school tiwọn, Fúlàní Gàmbàrí ni wọ́n. Àwa la wá dé ibi tí àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké have not or are not even given access to education within Yoruba land today. Many reasons like these are why we say it is no longer viable to remain in one Nigeria. We are better off to allow Nigeria to dissolve, and it needs to dissolve now for the benefit and the future of the Yoruba people to be free from the bondage and the catastrophe of this contraction called one Nigeria, because it's a catastrophe and it is never going to work. There is no amount of what you pray towards Nigeria. Nigeria is now in coma and we need to turn off the oxygen.
Ọlọ́run lágbára púpọ̀ bọ́lá ẹni tó sọ pé a lè dé ní ká dé even 5 months ago 4 months ago màá ní ara òyìn ti já ọgbọ́n wo la fẹ́ dá ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ló ní gbogbo ọgbọ́n we are grateful to God ẹ̀bùn kìíní ẹ̀kú iṣẹ́ o.
As at the time this video was being recorded, it was quite late in Cotonou when Baba was still much awake. And you can be asking questions. A lè máa béèrè pé kí ló lè mú bàbá àgbàlagbà tó ń ṣàìsùn tó tó yìí? What does he want to gain out of all these? Yet, many people have called him all manners of names and accusation. Some have spit to his face rather than us to support and give him all the necessary support that he deserves. We have questioned him as if he's the only elderly Yoruba man, Tanileni, Nile Yoruba. We have multiple Yoruba people across Yoruba land. Some of them are in full gear support of this particular Yoruba nation quest to self-determination, while some are obstacles, some are barriers, while some do not even want Yoruba people to progress out of the current state that we are right now. And this is why a man of caliber, the Emeritus Ilano, Moki Bubu Ilano group as well across the world, Modeki Bubu different platforms that are working tirelessly. Moki, the mobilization group that are working towards the upcoming Yoruba Nation rally, that nobody has been given a date, but as we have been told, it will happen in the first quarter of this year. And do not be deceived that the politicians are happy that we want to come out. The politicians would like to deceive our people as they've done in the past by telling them that the only option, not we should go back to poll and vote again for the 2027 upcoming election. Your life will become more miserable should you be one of those listening to these corrupt, criminal politicians within Nigeria as of today. So that is the reason why our anticipated Yoruba Nation mega rally, both the Yoruba land and in the diaspora, will be announced at the appropriate time by the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. As we are gearing up for the rally, we are also preparing for the celebration of life. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń béèrè pé níbo ló ti fẹ́ ṣe òkú yìí. By now, everybody should know that Baba Akintoye is from Ekiti State, and that means the wife will not be buried in Benin Republic. The body will return back home. That is one painful part that some of us could not bear. Pé ìyá tó sá pé kí ìran Yorùbá kó lè ní àṣeyọrí pẹ̀lú ọkọ ẹ̀ become and live in exile in Benin Republic. I was privileged to meet her not just one or twice. And for me, I'm still very, very sad that Mama iti lọ, because if Mama was at home, lóòótọ́, she could die and she could still be alive. But ǹjẹ́ yín ronú pé Mama yìí dúró ti ọkọ ẹ̀ látara pé wọ́n ń jà fún èmi àti ìwọ, látara pé kémi àti ẹ kí a lè ní future. They had a future, and she died a very good death at 88. Many Yoruba children, widows that are not meant to have died, their husband have died, their children have died because of the negligence of a country that was never meant to be joined together as a business partner before it was turned into a country. The British knew what they were doing, and they were very smart about it. Royal Niger Company, how Nigeria transformed from business into a country. Yet many Yoruba people are attacking wa látara pé à ń sọ pé Nigeria yet is a British business center. But because àwọn olóṣèlú sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n máa fi wọ́n fún SA, PA, most of them become antagonists and a barrier against the Yoruba people that are crying on a daily basis for Nigeria to be divided. So when we talk about the death of Mrs. Julia Olubusola Akintoye, she was born in 1936, died last year, Christmas, December 2024, at the age of 88. Many innocent Yoruba people did not even reach the age of 50 before they died. And we can give names and names and names in case you might be wondering if that is a true. Let's go and look at the age tí Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé tó fi kú. Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé, as we know, was born on the 13th of December 1995. She died on the 14th of July 2020. The cause of death has not yet been verified. The cause of death is not yet known. Tolúlọpẹ́ did not even live up to the age of our mother. Tolulope never gave birth to a child. Maybe some of you forgot about that. That she died at the age of 24. A flying officer, Tolulope, Oluwatoyin, Sarah Arotele, a Christian killed by Fulani terrorists. And yet, you want us to keep a country that does not value the lives of Christians, neither does it value the life of Muslims or the traditionalists. And the evidence continues to point out that any Yoruba personnel that is very high within Nigeria are always taken out. Igboho was only lucky not to have been killed by the federal government of the Fulani and in support of some Yoruba people. He was very, very lucky. Bola Ige did not survive it. According to Bisi Akonde, the government killed Bola Ige. The government of the day as at the time was Obasanjo. He was asked if Obasanjo killed Bola Ige. He says, I will leave that till I die. The question then is, ṣáwọn bàbá tá máa dúró dè ní kó wá sọ fún wa pé kí Yorùbá nation kó dá dúró? All these individuals are selfish and careless, just the same way MK Abiola was killed by the same Yoruba people that supported the agenda of the Fulanis. Not that MK Abiola was a good guy himself. If we talk about Tolulope Arotile, maybe I should remind you that another Yoruba young girl was killed. Until date, we still not have a closure to her death. And that is also Bamishe Anyanwola. Some of you forgot about her because she's not your sister and she's not even your relation. But the family are still alive, crying to the governor of Lagos State on the reason why the closure to the death of Bamishe has not yet been solved as we speak today. The mother, the father are still alive. She was going on a Lagos State public transport called the BRT. She died at 22 years old, not even close to the death of Mama Olubusola Akitoye. So you can see the difference that I'm trying to bring out there, that our icon and our sisters were killed, but Mama knew that to stop this killing, she had to tell Baba Akitoye that no matter what happened to her, she saw the death coming, that Baba must continue to fight on to deliver and save us from the bondage that we are currently facing right now. Maybe I should remind you that Anyanwola Bamishe was on her way to visit a sister that was pregnant when she was killed right inside the BRT of Lagos State. And as I speak to you today, I'm in one of the groups that the family set up, WhatsApp group. They are still asking, when do we get justice? When is justice ever going to happen to their daughter that never gave birth as well before she died? She was a fashion designer. And let's hear from how Bamishe was speaking before she was killed in Lagos State. Sanwo-Olu has not done anything. If we have an independent Yoruba country, the death of any innocent Yoruba citizen must be investigated as quickly as possible, and everything must be done to make sure that we bring a closure. Either they died at home or they died outside the shore of Yoruba land. But àwọn Yoruba ní ká dákẹ́, wọ́n ní àti ń pariwo jù, forgetting that all this death is happening because we are in Nigeria and nobody cares. I want to take us to Trump. During his campaign, Trump gave a guarantee to a mother, a 95-year-old mother, that as soon as he becomes the president of the Federal Republic of America, he would do everything possibly best to bring a young man back home that has been kept in the prison for 3 years in Russia. And this is the video evidence of how Trump himself personally welcoming back this young man into America after 3 years.
Very difficult to articulate how proud I am of what I've done and being back in my country.
This is how you will be enjoying as a citizen of Yoruba country, not as a citizen of Nigeria that doesn't value your life. When your president, your government stood by you to fight for you regardless of what you have committed or you have done outside. Trump himself promised the mother of this young man that tóun bá di president, òun máa make sure pé ọmọ yẹn máa padà wálé. This man have spent 3 years in the prison in Russia. And you can see how excited the young man is with the American flag. In the country, when a country can stand by you, when a country can stand close to believe in you, when your country appreciate you, Nigeria will never appreciate you whether you are alive or you are dead. So this is just one out of many examples that we are talking about. And like I said, we can sit back or we could fight now to save ourselves from the damage that has happened in our life. It can be done if only we all come together. This is the young man called Mark Fugger. Mark Fugger has now officially returned back to America. This is how they brought him back, on a special private jet back into America. And you can see him there. These are what they call a citizen. You are not a citizen of Nigeria. We have all been deceived. Motele, we believe we are a citizen. We were proud as of the time that we are one Nigeria. But now we realize that we are not a citizen. There are many countries within Nigeria and we are all aliens. So, Toban Sokwe citizen, this man now feels that he is a citizen of America because the government fights to bring him back. Regardless of whatever he has done, I don't know what he has done. These are some of the comments coming underneath the post. Great to see Mark Anderson back in the United States, a true patriot and a supporter of free speech. He's been a strong voice against the big tech censorship. So now we understand the reason why he has been detained in Russia, and a champion of American innovation. Compare that to Tolulope Arotile, that was killed by the same government that care less whether she'll survive or not. Chetiriyato, with the same thing with Bamiche. Or should we remind you that Jumoke Oyeleke was just minding her business during the July 21 third rally in Lagos State? Jumoke Oyeleke was killed by Odumosu because Odumosu was the commissioner for police as at the time. Odumosu was in charge of all the security operatives that went hard as if they were going to the Sambisa to fight. Jumoke Oyeleke was shot dead. Ouno bimo, ouno fiya sile. Are these citizens? Jumoke Oyeleke shot at the Yoruba Nation rally, buried on Friday in Lagos. The disease was hit by a straight bullet from the police officer, which was under Odumosu, firing guns and tear gas canister to disperse agitator. So if you think that they are not going to do the same thing in this upcoming rally, go and spit that somewhere. These politicians are criminals, and they will do anything to continue to hold the power. But if we have the 15 million people mobilized across Yoruba land to come out, Nigeria does not have the personnel to stop it. 15 million coming out simultaneously with 5 million coming out across the world. That makes it 20 million. Those at home, you will find it that the security would not be able to contain it. They would have no other choice than to call Baba Akintoye, and we can then decide our exit out of Nigeria. But Tabakbo, it is very easy for them to shoot the tear gas and shoot a straight bullet, because these politicians have given orders to kill, just like many innocent Nigerians were killed during the NSAS. So you can see the difference between these American called McFug that was kept in the prison somewhere in Russia, compared to many of you that are currently in the prison, but nobody can rescue you apart from Baba Akintoye. Again, I will go back to more analysis. If you share the program, it's for the benefit of you, not just me. But if you refuse not to share, it's okay. But one thing is, nobody is coming to rescue your lives. You need to rescue your life now, because our lives have been mortgaged and in danger in the current state of Nigeria.
Even 5 months ago, 4 months ago, we are grateful to God.
Ẹ ṣeun gan dáàdì, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Òjò òkú ní tì í ní agbára ti Ọlọ́run. Báyìí, ọmọ ọmọ Yorùbá, bàbá Ògúnribí ló ṣe tí ń gbọ́ wa báyìí. Wọn ò tí ì máa gbọ́, ẹ máa bá a ṣe ọ́díò yín lọ. Gbogbo gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀hún ọ̀rọ̀ kan. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe tí ń gbọ́ wa báyìí. Ẹ tí ì gbọ́ wa, òkè. Ọ̀hún ọ̀rọ̀ kan ń lọ lórí ayélujára ní láti bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi mélòó kan. Wọ́n torí nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí a fẹ́ gà yín láàmú. Nígbà tá a wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn tó dúró tì wọ́n ní ara bàbá le dáadáa. Bàbá láti ìgbà tí ọ̀rọ̀.
And I can confirm that. I've had the privilege to have seen him a few times since being around in Africa. And I can assure us that Baba is in a strong spirit. That was myself and Baba, Omati Baba, right in Cotonou when I paid him a visit. To also pay my condolences to a great mother, a woman that stood with him since their university days. Mama was a very strong, spirited woman, very religious, and this is the reason why we are praying for the family, and we are hoping that many of you will be traveling with them to Ekiti State, láti lọ yẹ wọn sí, and not to disrupt the event of the day. While I met Baba, I was first a little bit worried because I was not sure the condition I was going to meet him. But the condition I met him makes me even much more stronger in spirit and mind, because Baba seems to be very much more in 100 megawatts. He's ready for the Yoruba people to be free. I will not give all the details and any other thing than to say he's ready. But the question is, is he ready? Because we post things and somebody's already scared. Why are you letting people know that you're coming up for a rally? Are you going to be there yourself? While Fulani continue to operate on our land, while Fulani continue to tell us that we are stupid, idiot people, even though we are not, but the fear of the Fulani is killing us, and the Fulani care less, because, like I said yesterday, Babati Wajigbeni, somewhere around Yewa stroke that axis in Ogun State. The body has been found yesterday, and I'm telling you now, he died. He did not survive the Fulani attack. So Tabawana Fijade, we are not coming out to destroy. We are not coming out to do anything more than the fact that we are saying that this can no longer be tolerated. Watch this video as cows cropped into people's farm and eat it dry. And yet, we have governors, we have senators, we have House of Reps, we have kings, we have valets, and they've all kept mute. These and many more is the reason why we are coming out for rally, to say we have had enough, because these cannot be resolved anymore while we are inside Nigeria, and they need to stop. Ẹ wo bí màlúù bó ṣe ń jẹ àgbàdo, alálàgbàdo. Ta ló ní màlúù? Kí ló dé tẹ́ wá ibi táwọn máa kó màlúù tí wọ́n sí? Are we now saying that these cows will continue to operate in Yoruba land like this forever, where they continue to go into people's farm? Ṣé bó ṣe ń ṣe labroad nìyẹn, where cows goes into other people's business and destroy it? Can British allow this on their soil? Can I tell terrorists to move cows from point A to B and destroy farmers? Do you know what is going to happen? Do you know that the farmers have also been crying out lately in London? And let me take you to, Kemi Badenoch, as she has been engaging the farmers. Some of you don't know the importance of farming, and that is why you are scared. Instead of us to come out now and defend ourselves from these atrocities, we are scared. What if Fiberu? What if Isiwalaya? Ẹlòmíì nísìn ó ti ń yàgbẹ́ pé rally ń bọ̀. Ẹlòmíì ti ń ṣu sára, but Fúlàní wà ń bẹ̀, wọ́n ṣu sára, wọ́n bẹ̀rù. They are prepared. This is Kemi Badenoch, as she's defending the farmer in London. You think she's going to come and defend your life in Nigeria when she knows that Nigeria is a shithole? And a comment, as she said, according to her, when she spoke, Kemi Badenoch stand by Nigerian comment after criticism. Kemi Badenoch has stood by a past comment about Nigeria, a shithole country, ìlú tí kò ní àǹfààní kankan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún citizen, than to molest, oppress, kill, and intimidate many of you. Àwọn ní akálọ̀ máa prepare in our millions kájáde, ẹ ti ń bẹ̀rù, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, ẹ má bẹ̀rù, Fúlàní máa padà pa gbogbo yín náà ni, lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ní méjì méjì. It's better we stop it now before they overthrow Tinubu or before Tinubu leaves office. Ìkànnì méjèèjì. It's either the military overthrow Tinubu as information continue to pop up again, or Tinubu will lose in 2027. And if he wins after 2027, he can no longer move after 2031. His tenure will expire. And if we are still in Nigeria, your life will be in danger. The Conservative Party leader who was born in the United Kingdom, but mostly raised in Nigeria, has repeatedly described growing up in fear and insecurity in a country plagued by corruption. How do you think that Nigeria will be great? Who is giving you these analyses that Nigeria will be great? The white man, the white woman, the same people that destroy our lives, the same people that told us that Nigeria was not a country. It was just a royal business center until British decided to turn it into a country. How did a business turn into a country? With Igbo people that we don't know, that disrespect Yoruba people, that are doing everything possibly best if they can even take our land. The Hausas wants to take our land. We are living within the enemies, and yet we are crying out, we are shouting. Why some of you become antagonists against Yoruba campaign for self-determination? Some of you say it's because of what we want to gain out of it. Let me say it again and again. Even if it's what we are going to gain out of it, you would also gain out of it when we eventually have the country. Yes, some of us might be well looked after right now because we are part and parcel of this campaign. But when we have a country, your welfare will work, the system will work, because every welfare while you are living in Nigeria today, no welfare system will save your life. So when we talk about the breakup of Nigeria, we know what we're talking about. As I continue to go through different parts, to just give you the highlight of the reasons why we need to get the hell out of Nigeria, it is important that you listen to what we are saying, because the same white man will not tell me today that Nigeria will be great, knowing what they've done into our lives from the slave trade. Ǹjẹ́ mo èèyàn tó jí tó kó láti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lọ sí Europe lọ ṣoko ẹrú? Ǹjẹ́ mo èèyàn tó kú lórí omi? Do you know how our ancestors are feeling? That we are still even trusting the white people against what they've done, the injustice that they've done on our lives. Kò tẹ̀ yẹ kí ọmọ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan máa sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà, because white people, white, àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun, àwọn ló kó wa papọ̀ lọ́dẹ̀ dá wa sínú Nàìjíríà. So tó bá jẹ́ pé yẹn ló ń believe pé, based on what they are telling you, that Nigeria, the most populous black nation, the country that will be better by 2075, according to David Lamy, think otherwise. Nigeria is on the last lap and it's going to break. And that's why we are saying to President Bola Tinubu, divide Nigeria now so that it doesn't go into chaos, it doesn't go into crisis, and so that Tinubu does not become Slobodan Milosevic. Tinubu can end up in the prison. It's not a joke. Some of you think it's a joke. Baba mentioned it yesterday. It's not a joke. It's real. Tí wàhálà bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú Nigeria, tó lọ di ogun tó dìjà, the international community will pick up Tinubu and he will be charged for crime against the people that he could have defended, because he is the one in power. And that's why we are saying to him, divide Nigeria now. You don't need to wait any longer till 2031 or 2027. It can be done now. There is still time now. And this is how Croatia, the war and the future, Slobodan Milosevic, not innocent, still Serbia war crime, dubbed the butcher of the Balkans, Serbia's late Slobodan Milosevic, almost rose from the grave with a bright halo glowing above his head last month, when a handful of apparent Serb war crimes and Slobodan Milosevic apologies briefly succeed in convincing much of the unsuspecting world that the United Nations Crimes Tribunal in Hague had exonerated him of war crimes committed in Bosnia and Herzegovina during the 1990s as part of a joint criminal enterprise, and the Wilkerson and Neil Clark dropped into the world public arena a hotter than burner. So while we are doing all this, is to go back again and say that Jumoke Oyeleke was a Yoruba woman shot dead by another Yoruba man called Yinka Odumusu, as at the time the police. Sanwo-Olu never did any investigation. They left the family to just remain as it is. This was on the state level, while Tolulope Arotele was killed on the federal level. These and many more is the reason why we can no longer be in a country where this is happening. And these are cows eating up another man's business and destroying it without any support from the government. Let's take you to this.
and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network.
All right. They have a sophisticated network. Do we have evidence to prove that? I want us to watch this video and see how their sophisticated weapon is operating within Yoruba land and Nigeria today.
Area where that Zuma, there's an area Zuma here where it was reported that one man went missing yesterday. So I walked to some informants there, come to the area now. I recovered 4 AK-47 magazines, and we recovered 4 AK-47 magazines. We recovered another 4 magazines of CZ Scorpion magazines. CZ Scorpion rifle magazines. Then we recovered 2 rifles, 2 CZ Scorpion rifles. We recovered also 103.139 mm ammunition. We also recovered 2 pistols, Diacon and CZ pistols, and there are 3 pistol magazines. That's what we have now. I done it. And we arrested 1 suspect. This suspect is a Fulani man who is believed to be orchestrating that criminality around that area, one and you. It appears I have his ID card here. He's an immigration man who was in the military before. So
he was dismissed.
He was dismissed, and I think he's the technique. Hello? Hello?
Now, these are, I want us to look at the face of this guy. He's a Fulani man. Toba, sophisticated weapon, just as Malafia was saying to us here. The Barotikwe Malafia mentioned something here. Let's listen again.
Under Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network.
Part of that network is what you saw here. This is one of their network. The question is, Nibo Narakune ti rí this kind of weapon. Now, you might be wondering that he's a Fulani terrorist, but no, that's not what the government is telling us now. The government is saying to us that the video of the security operatives arrest, dismiss. Do you know the meaning of dismiss? Let's go to dictionary and find you the meaning of dismiss.
Dismiss.
Dismiss. Allowed to leave. The past tense will be dismissed. So the word dismiss is to remove someone from their job. Ṣé ọlọ́pàá ń sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé arákùnrin tá à ń rí, arákùnrin tá à ń wò yìí, this picture you're looking at, from what we are hearing is that it was dismissed. It was a one-time security operative, but he has been dismissed. Dismissed for what? What was his offense? Kí ni nǹkan tó ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀? What was the crime that he did for them to dismiss him? Because we know from the English dictionary that dismiss someone from something, wọ́n yọ kúrò fún kankan. He has been dismissed from his job for incompetency. Was this Fulani man dismissed for what? And if he was dismissed, Was he charged to court like many Yoruba people? Any small thing you do in Lagos, in Ogun State, they take you to Abuja. But why was a dismissed officer? Let's just agree with what they are saying. That is a Fulani man. He has the right to be in Nigeria because that is what we have been told. But he has been dismissed. Dismissed for what? What was his offense before he was dismissed? What was the crime? And was he penalized for the crime? Was he charged for the crime, or he was just dismissed and that was it? And after they dismissed him, they found him again with multiple weapons, grade 1 weapons. We're not talking about AK-47, AK-49. We're talking about sophisticated, just as Malafia was telling us here, that they have what?
Lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics.
So these ammunitions are part of these now. Malafia spoke some only few years back, but they have become stronger, and Yoruba people are saying everything will be fine in Jesus' name. I know that it can be fine in Jesus' name, but don't let us to be stupid. So Tobani Kajadi fun rally, Intoni Kajadi fun niyen, okay? Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó ní kẹ́ jáde fún ikú, kò sẹ́ni kankan tó ní kẹ́ jáde fún àìsàn. Wọ́n ní ká jáde láti sọ fún ìjọba Nàìjíríà, pé kó pín Nàìjíríà pé a lè live with people that are dismissed and they are still able to have sophisticated weapon. What is the weapon for? Kí ló fẹ́ fi ṣe? Ṣé wọ́n fi ń ṣeré ni? Is it a toy? So that is the reason why we are saying that prepare your mind and spirit and bodies, whether you are in the diaspora, whether you are in any African countries, that our rights should be respected. Because if not, how many of these man, how many of such of them, look at his face, a pure Fulani man, pure. If this one meets you on the street or on the high road, you are a dead person already. You could take by, because we know what they can do. All these are reasons why we are saying that let us end being part of a country that cannot protect and guide and look after every single one of us. It can no longer work. The earlier we understand it now, the better for me and you. But Tebani, no, it can still be changed. We can work within the sector called Nigeria. Maybe you will find yourself one day within Nigeria in this situation. This happened in Delta State, where two different security operatives almost kill each other, and any citizen could have been shot dead while this was playing out. That ọlọ́pàá méjì, ọlọ́pàá àti naval officer wọ́n bára wọn jà pẹ̀lú ìbọn lọ́wọ́. Ọlọ́pàá àti naval officer kẹrin. This is life inside Delta State. You see that it's not just one. Wọ́n múra wọn ní gidigbo. Wọ́n múra wọn ní méjì. If you look at there, while this one is dragging that one, what if it drag the one base one, it continued the other side. Ìyẹn bá kan jà. Cherry. Tẹ́bá wo bẹ̀yẹn towards the top. While this one is dragging, one drag the way was so there. One drag it. Ìyẹn fẹ́ lọ bá sílẹ̀. One drag over one base. Now we have a fraction of people fighting. One on the left, one here. What to be in and then if you look further down when the camera moves, that is another one there. That is the kind of country that you want to continue to live in. I'm sure you understand that it is not workable. So all these, with many factors, is why Baba continued to speak right there.
Bàbá ò fi wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ tọ̀sán-tòru náà ni bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Nǹkan tó dẹ̀ kí bàbá gbóyìn náà nìyẹn. Làwa ní òkè òbúrú kí a gbé yín wá kí ẹ wá ṣàlàyé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹ̀ríà ni bàbá. A ti rí nǹkan tí ẹ̀kọ́ átíkù tí ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn kù tó jẹ́ jẹ́ ọ̀wọ́n màmá wa míì wọ́n á sọ wípé ṣé bàbá ló kọ́ ní bàbá ló kúkú kọ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tọ́rọ̀ ṣẹ̀ríà yìí náà rẹ̀ jáde ni bàbá kọ́ ṣùgbọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́ wọn nítorí pé ẹnu oníkàn láti gbọ́ pọ̀ ẹ má bínú pé mo kòwé níwájú yín bàbá mi ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹ̀ríà ǹjẹ́ ó pọ́síbù nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bàbá mi.
Jẹ́ a lè mú kan àgùntàn káwá gbé sọ́kàn ọmọ ènìyàn ká ló pọ́síbù kò lè ṣeé ṣe ká lọ ṣe operation ká yọ ọkàn ọmọ ènìyàn ká fi dípò ká fi wájú ewúrẹ́ àti àgùntàn káwá fi dípò ẹ̀ ṣé ó lè ṣeé ṣe. Àwọn tó ń ṣe ṣàríà they are a particular kind of country. We are a different kind of country. Àwa Yorùbá kì í ṣe irú wọn rárá. Ẹni tó bá ń gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ti ń lọ láti ní ọ̀sẹ̀ kan àbọ̀ tí wọ́n ti gbé lẹ́tà Sultan of Sokoto wá pé dáadáa àwọn ẹni Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ṣe kí ló dé tó fẹ́ dá ṣàríà sílẹ̀ ní Èkìtì tẹ́ ò gbà kí ló dé tó fẹ́ dá ṣàríà sílẹ̀ ní Ọ̀yọ́ state tẹ́ ò gbà ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ pa ní ẹ̀ka tí Sultan sọ nìyẹn. It's funny. But on the other hand, it is not funny. Àwọn Fúlàní they have resolved to themselves pé wọ́n máa kọ́ka gbogbo àwọn tá a kì í ṣe Fúlàní ní Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n máa lé wa kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ wa. Àwọn tí ò bá ṣe é lé kúrò wọ́n máa exterminate wọn pátápátá. Gbogbo Nàìjíríà wá ní Fúlàní land. Wọ́n á wá pé gbogbo Fúlàní tó wà ní West Africa, Central Africa ẹ máa bọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ìlú tó náà fún yín lélẹ́yìí. Lórílẹ̀-èdè tara yín láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé náà Ọlọ́run ti wá fún yín ẹ máa bọ̀.
So Fulani does not have their land, but they are looking for somewhere cozy, somewhere nice, somewhere where they can bring in their terrorism and infiltrate and kill many innocent Yoruba people. And this was what Igboho was fighting for continuously. You hear how Igboho spoke in 2021 against the Fulani agenda.
Fún aráàlú tí wọ́n dìbò fún tó jẹjọba lé lórí tíjọba bá wà tí ààbò bá sí fún aráàlú tó rò síjọba lé lórí aráàlú dìde fúnra ẹ̀. Mo pàṣẹ àbí mo dédé pàṣẹ àbí mo kàn sọ nǹkan tí ó wá látọkàn mi. Nǹkan tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni pé ẹ̀yin náà wò láti bí ijọ́ mélòó kan sí bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi méjì sí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní gbogbo Bàràpá. Ẹ wo dókítà wa Dr. Fatai PhD dókítà ọmọ Yorùbá tó kàwé tó gboyè ó wá lọ sí òyìnbó ní àìní ọdún ọlọ ṣiṣẹ́ ó wá dé okòó dé ó wá lọ lu bàbá ẹ̀ ní gàgà ó dá oko àgbàdo.
Ó dá oko ó dá àgbàdo, and this is how and similar to how they ate up the crop. Mo fẹ́ ká máa wo fídíò yìí ká fi máa resonate tí olóyè Ìgbòho ń sọ níbí báyìí. Mo fẹ́ ká fi ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ bólóyè ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbí báyìí.
Ẹ̀gẹ́, iṣu, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan soya beans ó dẹ̀ gba ọmọ wa ní gàngán bẹ́ẹ̀ náà síbẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ táwọn bá ṣiṣẹ́. Fúlàní wa jẹ oko ẹ̀ ó wá gbéra láti lọ bá àwọn Fúlàní sọ̀rọ̀ láti lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì Fúlàní pé ẹ wá wo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe lórí oko mi kò yẹ kó rí báyìí lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi wọ́n dẹ̀ dé lókun bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
And since Igboho said this in 2021, nothing has changed yet. It has even become worse. Rather than reduce, mo sọ fún yín pé bàbá tí wọ́n jí gbé wọ́n ti pa bàbá yẹn. Rather than this to become a little bit pé okay àti lọ bá wọn kí ló tẹ̀ ń jókòó. No, they were still eating the crop. They were eating it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and Yoruba people were struggling. This was what Igboho said then again.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ sábà àìmọye èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a lè múrúkọ wọn làwọn Fúlàní ìbẹ́lú tó pa wọ́n jí àwọn ẹni tó bá gbowó tó kéré lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀.
And what Igboho said, there's a multiple evidence. Some of the videos we can't show you, they're too gruesome. But one thing is that many people expect that the government of the day would do the needful to stop it. But this man told us something.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Since nobody wants to die one by one, someone decided to challenge them. Someone decided among all the Yorubas to say, no, this cannot happen in Yoruba land.
Níjọba bá wà tí ò sí ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe fún aráàlú tí wọ́n dìbò fún tó jẹjọba lé lórí. Tíjọba bá wà tí ààbò bá sí fún aráàlú tó rú òṣèjọba lé lórí aráàlú dìde fúnra ẹ̀. Pàṣẹ àbí mo dédé pàṣẹ àbí mo kàn sọ nǹkan tí ó wá látọkàn mi nǹkan tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni pé láti bí ijọ́ mélòó kan sí bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi méjì sí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní ó wà ní gbogbo Ìbàràpá ẹ wo dókítà wa Dr. Fatai PhD doctor ọmọ Yorùbá tó ọkàwé tó gboyè ó wá lọ sínú ìbò ní àìní ọdún ọlọ́sísẹ́ ó wá kóde ó wá lọ lu bàbá ẹ̀ ní gàgà ó dá oko àgbàdo ẹ̀gẹ́ iṣu oríṣiríṣi nǹkan soya beans ó dẹ̀ gba ọmọ wa ní gàgà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀tẹ́ bá a ṣiṣẹ́ Fúlàní wa jẹ oko ẹ̀ ó wá gbéra láti lọ bá àwọn Fúlàní yìí sọ̀rọ̀ láti lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì Fúlàní pé ẹ wá wo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yìí ṣe lórí oko mi kò yẹ kó rí báyìí lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi wọ́n dẹ̀ dé lókun bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́n dẹ̀.
Dr. Fatai Aborode visited Igogon in Oyo town, and here is what I found about his death. That is the man that Igboho stood for. Ilakana ni wọ́n jọ kọ. And if you look at Igboho face, Baba Fatai Aborode, I met him when I traveled with Chief to Igogon. Ilakana ni wọ́n jọ kọ. But because Yoruba people do not understand the threat who stopped, that many others refuse to speak up to.
Sábà àìmọye èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a lè mórúkọ wọn làwọn Fúlàní gbé lórí tó pa wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé ẹni tó bá gbowó tó kéré lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n gba 7 million wọ́n gba 10 million wọ́n gba 11 million lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí dùn mí bá mi lọ́kàn jẹ́ gan tàbá torí pẹ̀tọ̀ Ọlọ́run gbà wá wa àwọn ará àwọn ọmọ tí ń tẹ̀lé wa tó ń ṣààbò fún wa àwọn tí ò lẹ́ni tí ó tẹ̀lé wọn kọ́ ìdí nìyí tó mú mi lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn ìgbà tí mo débẹ̀ ohun tí mo lọ fún ni pé láti lọ bá a pẹ̀sẹ̀ gbọ́n tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lórí ilẹ̀ wa sọ́dá ẹ ti ń gbé pẹ̀lú wa adìfàyè gbà yín àbáyíjà àṣekẹjọ jàmbá fún yín ọ̀rọ̀ ni mò ń bá Sẹ́ríkì sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ yí ọ̀pọ̀ sí mi mo gba ìbọn yẹn ìkan yọ àáké àgbà ìkejì tún yọ ìbọn mi ìyẹn ti ẹ̀yìn ẹni bá wọnú fídíò yẹn tó ra fídíò wọn ó yin ìbọn yẹn sí mi kí n tó lọ́bọ̀ yẹn mọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ fídíò pé ìbọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yin ìbọn sí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n tó ga ìbájà wa ẹ̀yìn tó kù yìí tí n bá bájà wa ẹ̀ ní dúró tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá lè wá àtúnṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ jíjígbé àti pípa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa àtàwọn àǹtí wa àwọn bọ̀dá wa ìyá mi àtàwọn bàbá mi tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn lò kó mọ́ yé o ó fẹ́ tàkẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà ń fà yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kí sọ̀rọ̀ ọjà àwọn kẹ́gbẹ́ wọn fẹ́ pa àwọn mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàn mi kan mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàn mi kan kírísítẹ̀ kílọ̀kàn mi kan gbogbo táwọn ń fà yìí èmi ò nídìí kankan àlàáfíà Yorùbá ni mò ń wá mi fẹ́ kankan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Peace. Ìgbòho ní òun wá àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣó parọ́ ó náà ń wá àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mò ń bi gbogbo wa nísìsiyìí pé ṣé olóyè Ìgbòho parọ́ because olóyè ẹ ti lè kúrò nílé láti bí ọdún mẹ́ta nísìn kò mà tí sálàáfíà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò mà tí sí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ntolóyè ń jà fún mò ń sọ nípa Kẹ́mi Badenoch lọ́lẹ́kan Conservative party leader, I will scrap this damaging tax on our farmers. Ó dúró tán fáwọn farmers. This is Kẹ́mi Badenoch speaking at a protest. Ìwọ tó ní ẹ wọ́n kì í protest abroad. People also protest abroad if something is wrong. Listen to Kẹ́mi Badenoch as he worked with the farmer in London.
I'm here in a queue, just about to turn into Whitehall, with Jerry, who's very kindly driving me in his tractor, which he has driven up all the way from Devon. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but there is a long queue that is stretching so far back, that shows how much for farmers in the country. And we are here today because we are campaigning against family farms tax.
These are not going to come to Yoruba land. That's why they're campaigning. Ìwọ tó ń wò mí, èyí tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi. Aráàlú òyìnbó kan tó jẹ́ British ò ní wá bá yín campaign. Ẹ̀yin lè máa gbé campaign síta láti sọ ẹ̀dùn ọkàn wa. And the solution, said ẹ̀dùn ọkàn wa ni pé divide Nigeria. We're not coming out that because I feel gba political position. We're not coming out because of endorsement of anything. We're coming out because I feel gba Yoruba nation. And that is the only solution. Ẹ wo Kẹ́mi Badenoch with all these farmers, with all their trucks blocked everywhere. Some of them drove miles and miles pẹ̀lú truck here. Ẹlòmíì ó máa take any 2 days because they have to drive at a particular speed. Tọ́ba ti ní ká jáde fún rally ẹ̀ máa sọ pé ṣé Koiki ń bọ̀ nílé? Òun Koiki bí ṣe wà báyìí. I have lived a good life, at least for 25 years, uninterrupted. 9 years out of it, the British did not give me what I wanted, which is ìwé ìgbélú ló ń pè for 15 years. I have told you this so many times. But mo gbé ìgbé ayé tó dáa. I live a better life. So if you are one of those say, are you going to come as well? Are you coming for the rally? I have told you I'm coming. And if I don't come, it's still not my own business. Your business is to demand it. So the one, it's very Koiki, so very Igboho, oh, the jáde fún rally. It's okay. No problem. Èmi ní kò máa dúró lè. Okay? Tó bá ti pè fún rally, Koiki ni kó máa wá pé ṣé Koiki ti dé mo ń bọ̀ ìwọ fún ìdẹ sọ pé kí mọ́mọ́ mi wá Nàìjíríà kan mo bí wọn sí okay my children were not born in Nigeria they are born in UK the British passport wọ́n ní Nigerian passport ìyá wọn ó refuse kó gba Nigerian passport fún wọn British passport ló wà lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn so mo ń bọ̀ máa ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì fún wọn ṣùgbọ́n màá ní kí grandma fún mi lówó màá wá ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì màá máa kó wọn bọ̀ nílé torí mo fi wá satisfy ọmọ Yorùbá àbí mo ń bọ̀ ìwọ ni mo ń bá wí ìwọ tó ń béèrè pé ṣé mo ń kọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi bọ̀ mo ń bọ̀ ṣé mo ti kó wọn dé kódà mo tẹ̀tẹ̀ ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì wọn àjọ máa dé náà ni but one thing I can tell you tó bá dárúkọ the first 10 people after the rally has been called. Nobody knows the date yet. Baba has not given us a date. We are still working towards this first. Agbọ́dọ̀ yan ìgbélé iná ká tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ rally. Agbọ́dọ̀ sìn ìyá ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé náà kẹ́ tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ rally. So fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ní date ìjọ́ ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ and all that, okay? Eléyìí ni kẹ́ mọ bẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ lọ support Baba Akintoye fẹ́yìn tẹ́ lè lọ. Àwa tá lè lọ a máa wò lórí social media. A máa wò láti London. But ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá lè tẹ̀lé wọn lọ so be it. But ṣùwárí eléyìí tọ́nà ń bọ̀ yìí orílẹ̀ ṣorílẹ̀ ṣorárákùnrin tó ń rí ṣorí bọ̀bọ̀ tó ń rí picture tí mo yà ní close to Tunde Motors lélẹ̀ ṣé Tunde Motors lẹ máa ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Benin alright on my way to see our leader torí pé aṣọ kan náà ni mo wọ̀ torí pé it's the same outfit tó bá wò padà torí pé the same outfit ni torí pé aṣọ tí mo wọ̀ níjọ́ tí mo lọ bá bàbá mi on my way down to bàbá mi. Ṣọ́rọ̀ arákùnrin tó ń wò yìí ó ń bọ̀ fún rally bọ̀ máa wà nítorí pé ó máa wá kò ní wá ìwọ ní jáde fún rally problem tí ẹ nìyẹn. I have lived I am 40 plus and out of my 40 plus ìyà ò tí ì jẹ mí títí di bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò dẹ̀ likely pé ìyà máa jẹ mí tí n bá ti kọjá ìyà ara mi. Ẹ̀yin lẹ wà Nàìjíríà lẹ ń wá iná ẹ̀ ń wá omi ẹ̀ ń wá education ẹ̀ ń wá iṣẹ́. The least job I'm ready to do in London is kitchen porter. It's a job, well-paying job. That's the least. Ìyẹn ò ní the qualification kankan. You need qualification. All it needs is just that ṣo lè fọbọ́ ṣo mọ bọ́ ṣe operate machine tabako ẹ kó kó abọ́ sínú washing machine kó fọ̀ kó tó kí chef sọ fún ẹ pé pọ́ọ̀tì bá a máa lò kó gbé fún ṣo wá mọ̀ pé I could do that and I use that to still support my family. We go on holiday, we have a good life, and there will be dignity, and I'll be paid my pension after how many years, and I will not invest in Nigeria. I don't know why some are still investing in Nigeria. I'm not going to invest in Nigeria. Kakabe, Mara Bitcoin, I was reading about the Bitcoin. I took my time to read in depth about the Binance. Ẹ̀sùnkún fún Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ ọmọ kéékèèké tẹ́ wà lórí social media tẹ́ máa ń ní Nàìjíríà máa dá. Ẹ̀yin tó ṣẹ̀ bí ní 1990. Ìkọ̀sẹ́ tó bí ní 1980 òun mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò ní dá. Tẹ́ bá ráwọn bàbá tó bí ní 1950, 1940, 1930 tàbá sọ fún pé nàìjíríà máa da they are going into their old age wọn ní pẹ́ kú dànù gbogbo wọn pátá wọn tó bá ní nàìjíríà bá da tó bá wà ní èjì ọtí ikú ti fẹ́ pa gbogbo wọn dànù bó sórí ìwọ tí ó wà ní 30 years old àfi kó ya sá kúrò ní nàìjíríà. Let me show you something I read from Edmond Obilo. Mo ní international platform ní bíbá. Tó bá fẹ́ mọ gbogbo tó ń lọ káàkiri àgbáyé, o gbọ́dọ̀ wà lórí platform. Forget about it. Má worry nípa two ìdí àbá. Má wọ òun lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ o. Don't go and worry yourself about ìyàwó kan ló fẹ́ nísìn. Don't worry gbogbo yẹn distraction. O ní right láti fẹ́ as many people tó bá fẹ́. Má jẹ́ ká yé tiẹ̀, má fi worry nípa two face. Owó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Wá gbélé Edmond Obilo. Tó bá dẹ̀ lọ wo Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù, a kò máa kó sínú inú ìrònú ni. Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù kò ní bá yín jáde torí pé ó náà ti jàjà tiẹ̀ nígbà nàdẹ́kò tàbí tí wọ́n fẹ́ pa àwọn náà. And he was lucky. He went on exile. Ó bí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ mélòó kan síbẹ̀. And eventually àwọn tó ní British passport ní gbogbo wọn. Now, let me read this to you kó lè mọ the damage that Nigeria has done on the lives of many of us. tó náà ń dúró de Koiki pé kó wá lead rally àti Ìgbòho kí gbogbo àkàmájọ jáde tán ká máa dúró de lóyè Ìgbòho táwọn ọmọ wà ní Germany tó ń gbádùn ayé ẹ̀. Let me read it to you. This was posted kó lè mọ̀ pé mo current in tó ń lọ lágbàáyé, mo ní team, mo ní strong team that kò sí tó ń lọ. I am online 24/7. Tí bá sùn gan, I am still online. And I can bring anything out that can reflect Yoruba nation. Ìyàtọ̀ tèmi àtàwọn platform tó kù nìyẹn because I go into deep research. Kí tó wá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, àárọ̀ ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe píkélé ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ. Edmond Obilo, ẹ ṣáà mọ̀ Edmond Obilo, òun ló interview Bísí Àkàndé àti bàbá Mọ̀tẹ́kùn yẹn, tí bàbá Mọ̀tẹ́kùn yẹn general yẹn sọ fún wa brigadier tó ní tó bá ń dúró de government ikú pa ẹ́ dànù. Bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká kan tó sọ. Mo fẹ́ wá mú pointer kan jáde níbẹ̀ based on tí mo ti ń sọ bọ̀ látẹ̀ǹkan. As a radio man, I spend a lot of my time connecting with my listeners. While waiting in this lobby, I took a moment to catch up on some WhatsApp messages from those who tune in to my show, State Affairs. One particular message stood out and it resonated. Òyìnbó yẹn mo fẹ́ ká lọ́wọ́ meaning it. I got to close down few of my, I still want to talk about Yugoslavia, but I got to close down few bit and bit so that mo bẹ̀ wá, mo tún fi as always ilé-iṣẹ́ níbí báyìí I need the ìrànlọ́wọ́ yín gan. There's a particular item that we are planning to get as part of our àtìrà laptop àwọn tíìmù alátànà kódà èyí tí mo ránṣẹ́ ó sùn over ni ó sùn over. No, not this wireless transmitter. There's a particular item that we need to buy ASAP. I feel lò fún event mama and then I lò fún rally now. I need to buy this item. Mo lè rà ní London but wọ́n tà ní àtìrí ní orí Jumia and the price is this. One person can help me this morning or 3 people, 5 people. Ọlọ́run máa bò yín láṣìírí because àṣìṣe owó sí lọ́wọ́, but this is for the job for every one of us. So we have looked at it and this is a particular one. They're only 400 yet to 2 of the high cost. But we are ready. If anybody gives us 285,000, we will buy these. And I will also show it online just to let us know that we have purchased it. It will be good for us when we are transmitting at the burial because we struggled during Igboho's mother's burial. but this time around I have a struggle. That's why we are preparing well in advance and preparing to make sure that everything goes. And like I said, I have recalled every team member to return back home. They're preparing for the rally and they're also preparing for the burial. So in Tolomba Buku, 10,000, 5,000, or one person, if we have extra, I would also get some other stuff because media needs money continuously. So mo bẹ̀ wá gbogbo tẹ́ bá gbọ́ fídíò mi, tẹ́ bá need account number mi, because sometimes àwọn tó máa ń lo fídíò wa àwọn èèyàn máa ń béèrè Koiki àmọ́ account number because kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló wò mí láti bíbá àwọn kan wò wá from our broadcast from other platforms and we appreciate. So the first bank account is 3096808848 First Bank. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní ó pè yẹn lọ́wọ́ ó ń ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní Kofi ẹ lè send a thread. Email musakalam1@yahoo.com and I think that's about it. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ní pounds account mi lọ́wọ́ ẹ lè bá fi síbẹ̀. Kò sówó tẹ́ send tí kò ní wúlò tá fi fi ṣe so many things. All this is not for the purpose of me, it's just to make the production easy for us. Ẹ ti ra camera, ẹ ti ra this, ẹ ti ra that. I've sent those all, and like I said, up to yesterday, the team, and tomorrow, I won't give location, I had to sleep over, kò lè padà lọ sí base because parí iṣẹ́ tí mo ní kó ṣe, do the testing. So what I should need is this transmitter, and still other things that I can't mention online, but but the most important thing is the media needs your help láti fi ṣiṣẹ́. But lórí pé Edmond Ebilo tí mò ń sọ lọ kí n tó padà sọ́dọ̀ sórí arákùnrin tó ń wò yìí forget it, ilé ti determine ìyàwó ẹ̀ ti mọ̀, àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ màmá ẹ̀ ti mọ̀, àwọn family ẹ̀ kan ti mọ̀ pé tó ń jà fún yẹn ó ti ready. Òun ṣe pé wọ́n ṣe máa sọ fún yàn má wá sí Áfíríkà àwáwí nìyẹn, má wá sí àwọn lè má dẹ́rù bà wá fún yẹn, forget gbogbo yẹn, Ọlọ́run ló ń fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ gbogbo wa. Bọ̀ pé fún rally tó bá ti pè fún rally máa ra ticket mò ń bọ̀ nílé ìyẹn kọ́kọ́. But má wà nítorí pé Koiki ń bọ̀ nílé ìwọ náà máa jáde àbúrò ní jáde. It is a clarion call. We need not tá a bá rí 15 million people ó máa difficult fún bàbá Akíntóyè àti olóyè Ìgbòho. And I know why I'm saying that. I will not go into all the details. We need 15 million. So gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ bá lè bá sọ̀rọ̀, gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ bá lè sọ fún, gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá lè gbé message yẹn lọ, 15 million. I need 60 million Yoruba people. Kàtẹ́ agree pé 45 million máa tẹ̀lé olóṣèlú lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa 15 million ṣáà jáde across every part of Yoruba land. Gbogbo anywhere tẹ́ bá ti lè jáde, any part of Yoruba land tẹ́ bá wà, àwọn diaspora náà máa jáde. But tó bá wá ní tó bá rí Ìgbòho ò ní jáde, tó bá rí Koiki tí bàbá Akíntóyè bá ti announce date ọmọ forget it. Àwa kan ti escape kí Nàìjíríà tó dé stage yìí àwa ti escape ni mo sì wá ti gbé àwa kan sá lọ. Because I remember when my elder sister traveled, òun ló kọ́kọ́ travel kémi tó tẹ̀lé wọn. My elder sister finished at Federal Government Girls College Ọ̀yọ́ kó lè bá mọ̀ pé family tó ń jà yìí kò ń ṣe family olòṣì. So tó bá wá ń dúró pé ó dìgbà tí family olòṣì kan máa wá support ẹ, family olòṣì kankan ní support, a fẹ́ elevate ara wa ni. Tó bá ń dúró pé àwọn ọmọ olówó kan máa wá support yín, forget it. Ọmọ Kọ́yọ̀ ní jáde, àwọn gbàdúrà kí Nàìjíríà kò pín number 1. Àwọn ọmọ náà Ọ̀tẹ́dọ́lọ́run ní jáde, DJ Copy ò ní jáde, Davido ò ní jáde, Wizkid ò ní jáde. Sórí àwa tí à ń jẹ yẹn tá mọ̀ pé à ń jẹ wá yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ káwa kóra wa jọ ká jáde. Gbogbo wa náà la máa wá gbádùn ẹ̀. Olówó máa wà, middle class máa wà, bọ̀ kò ní sí tálákà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbọ́ mi yé, olówó máa wà, middle class máa wà, but a máa elevate poverty ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, and it is possible. Ẹ má bínú pé I'm just moving point because bó ṣe wá sí mi lọ́kàn. China, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wò, ṣé poverty wà nínú China? China has almost eliminated extreme poverty but some people still live in poverty as measured by the World Bank upper middle income country poverty line. Upper middle class. Àwọn ní middle class mo nínú Nigeria nísìn. I don't know whether some of you understand that. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń pè ní middle class. Middle class ti eliminate pé you have the extreme rich and poor. Extreme rich and poor. In 2021, 17% of China's population live on less than $6.85 per day, according to the World Bank. In 2020, China announced that it had eliminated poverty nationwide. In 2022, China had lifted nearly 800 million people out of poverty since 1980. So the Nigeria is a country to mama only. We are only 200 million, and we cannot elevate poverty for the people. You know why? Because we have multiple stakeholders. Alien, Nigeria. Everybody is for their own purpose and pocket. Elevate poverty. Kò ń ṣe pé Nigeria ò ní owó yẹn. Kò ń ṣe pé kò ní resources. Kò ń ṣe pé kò ní àwọn tó ní intellectuals. But Igbo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Yorùbá progress. Yorùbá gan fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Igbo lọ. Hausa fẹ́ control gbogbo wa. Fúlàní sọ fún Hausa pé ò tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwa la nílẹ̀ yìí. Allah ti fún wa ní ilẹ̀ yìí. Just as Baba Kito is saying. Ẹ̀ka tó padà sọ́dọ̀ Baba lẹ́ǹkan sí.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti pààyàn nílẹ̀ wa láti 2015, 10 full years now.
Wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń pààyàn since 2015, òkú láṣìírí lánàá. Now, because I'm going to go back there, Mfe Katiteka, Edmond Ibelo, Katoto, move away from there. As a radio man, I spend a lot of time connecting with my listeners. While waiting in this lobby, I took a moment to catch up on some WhatsApp messages from those who tune in to my show, State Affairs. One particular message stood out and it resonated deeply with me. The listeners expressed frustration, stating that he is tired of hearing my messages of hope and promises of future prosperity. Did you hear that? Just like many of you, the politicians are good at that. There is future, there is hope. Hope in Nigeria. Everybody will be fine. Don't listen to them. Don't let us break up this country. This country is a beautiful country. It's nice. Yes, every part of Nigeria is a beautiful place. The northern part of Nigeria is extremely beautiful. I would travel down there and respect their Islamic law. But outside being part of Nigeria. Torí mo mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n bá mú mi mọ́lẹ̀ síbẹ̀ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ni á jà láti gbà mí bọ́dẹ̀ tó bá lọ Kánò nísìn tó bá jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ ó rè wà nìyẹn àwọ̀ lọ nìyẹn. So mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ ká analyse ibẹ̀ yẹn dáadáa ká tó tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹnì kan send a message sí Edmond Obilo pé I am frustrated. I'm sure many of us have got the same frustration in us. Kí là ń frustrate fún? The basic things of life are not given to us. In 21st century, owó many bá ló ní lórí phone. Báwo lórí ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú other sectors? I don't have to worry that my phone are going, dead. All I just have to worry is kí ni mo fẹ́ fi phone yẹn ṣe tó máa fún mi ní income, passive income. Or kí ni mo fẹ́ fi phone yẹn ṣe láti fi communicate, láti fi bá àgbáyé sọ̀rọ̀, because we are living in a global world. Ìwọ̀n ronú bí phone bá ṣe ń lọ́lẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì tí phone bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń kú méjì á pa phone yẹn. Ó fi reserve ẹ̀ títí dalẹ́. So òfin ìpàyé ẹ̀ máa wá wà òkè nínú country bẹ́ẹ̀. That is the frustration. So ẹni tí wọ́n frustrated ẹ̀ tó send message sí. Ó ní I am tired hearing the message. Ó ní ó ti sú òun kó o máa gbọ́ message of hope and promises of future prosperity. Many of us will never get that future prosperity tabashi wa nínú Nigeria. But tá bá gba country wa, tá dẹ̀ máa gbà tí kò ní pẹ́ mọ́ nínú ọdún yìí, ká máa rí àṣeyọrí tó ń ṣe àwọn 2x2, àwọn kùkùté, àwọn wálé àlè lórí burúkú ọmọ àlè bomb bastard, àti ìjìnlẹ̀ mo rí lánàá olórí kodoro kò lè kúrò ní Turkey ibi tó wà wọ́n bíbà bẹ́ẹ̀ dá kó travel wá sí Africa bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wá sí Africa yìí wọ́n bíbà bẹ́ẹ̀ dá ni mo sọ ẹ sọ pé mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ cut video yẹn kẹ́ send ẹ̀ sí àti Wálé Àlẹ́ àti gbogbo wọn Black Devil kò lè kúrò l'Amẹ́ríkà torí ọlọ́mọdé ẹ̀kọ́ deport òun torí mo rò pé ó níwèé àwọn yẹn lẹ́yìn wá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ èmi lọ sọ́dọ̀ leader wa mo lọ kí leader wa nílé olóṣì ọmọ àlè bombasta èmi àti leader wa àjọ pẹ̀gbẹ́kọ̀ ẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹni kí ìjìnlẹ̀ kó travel lọ síbi tí Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí wà kó ya picture ẹ̀ kọjọ jókòó kò mọ bí òun kàn mọ bí tí Dúpẹ́ wà ẹni kí Black Devil kó lọ káàkiri ẹ̀bí Wálé Àlè náà òun níwèé ó náà kó náà ti wá Nàìjíríà ẹni kó ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì kó wá Dúpẹ́ lọ sórí social media náà ta ti ń pariwo yẹn ìyàtọ̀ wà in tí mo bá bàbá sọ nísìn mo lè sọ fún yín in tí bàbá sọ fún mi nísìn mo lè sọ fún anybody in tí bàbá sọ fún mi personally kò ṣe sọ síta so kí la wá ń sọ ìyẹn àwọn yẹn lẹ́wọ́ jókòó tí mo wá àwọn méjèèjì lánàá àwọn olórí kodoro pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó jókòó tí wọ́n láàrin tọ́ni IYP Tri Nation àwọn ti gba country ẹgbà country wọ́ọ̀lì ẹlòmíì wà Nàìjíríà náà gba country wọ́ọ̀lì lọ sí Benin Republic border ní sọ́lọ́pàá máa fìbọn fọ́ olóyè ló máa gbẹ́lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni bá ṣe gba ẹni wẹ̀ kọjá nínú Nàìjíríà ní sítábà mú mọ́lẹ̀ ní sọ́lọ́yè tó lè bá fún ọ ní ohun pẹ́rẹ́ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi mí sílẹ̀ so kí là ń sọ tọ́lọ́pàá bá mú wọn nísìn tó bá pe Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí ò lè gẹ́tẹ̀ lídà lélẹ̀ nísìn bàbá Akíntóyè àṣejọ sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá àwọn kan pè mí lánàá bí ṣe connect bàbá Akíntóyè mọ́ kọ́ọ̀lì yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni bàbá Akíntóyè gbé kọ́ọ̀lì yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ wọ́n connect mọ́ kọ́ọ̀lì yẹn I don't have to go into all the details ẹ̀yin oníyẹ̀yẹ̀ wọ́n wà wáyé tó wò mí báyìí tó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń support Dúpẹ́ mo wà lọ program wọn lánàá àwọn olóṣì kẹlẹ̀ bá mọ̀ pé tòótọ́ ni mo sọ mo ń bọ̀ mo lọ́wọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ lánàá mo kàn rẹ́rìn olórí kodoro ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ United Nations United Nations ìyẹn normal nìyẹn but on the ground gangan ni òun lélẹ̀ gbogbo tí mo wo kíní bá ṣe fẹ́ lo transmitter yẹn so mo bẹ̀ wá ìjọ ó ní 5,000 ní 2,000 ẹ jẹ́ ká ra kíní ẹ má ká jẹ́ kó pẹ́ ju ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí lọ tí bá send owó sáwọn ọmọ yẹn wá order wá deliver fún wọn because I need them mo bẹ̀ wá ní now mo fẹ́ lọ mú bi tí ṣẹ́rí Wálé Àlè ṣẹ́rí pé kẹlẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí mo kàn wọ́n kí wọ́n wà relevant ṣẹ́rí jìnlẹ̀ I don't have to play the video kọ́ máa lọ gbé video mi wálẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí pé àwọn méjèèjì nìyẹn ṣẹ́rí pé Wálé Àlè nìyẹn lókè ìjìnlẹ̀ nìyẹn mo kàn rẹ́rìn ni ètò mi ìlera lọ́rọ̀ apá kìíní ṣé yẹn lẹ́fẹ́ fi gba ìyẹn ló ń ṣe 6 hours lé lórí ìjìnlẹ̀ lórí korodo tó wà Turkey kò níwèé bó ṣe wà yẹn wọ́n rìn ní ìwé ẹ̀ ní bí every 6 months wọ́n bíbà bẹ́ẹ̀ dá kó jáde kúrò ní Turkey for 1 month bó ṣe wà yẹn èmi lè kúrò ní UK for as many as long as I want ẹni kó lọ bá lídà wọn ẹ sọ fún pé mo ní kó lọ bá lídà wọn kó ṣeré lọ sọ́dọ̀ bí tí lídà wọn bá wà anywhere tó bá wà kó tẹ̀ra tíkẹ̀ pé èmi wá bá lídà wa nísìn èmi àti lídà wa lélẹ́yìn náà èmi àti bàbá Akíntóyè mo dẹ̀ ṣe tún wá rí bàbá kí tó padà lọ èmi àti bàbá lẹ̀ ń wò yìí bàbá nìyẹn kò ń ṣe AI picture èmi àti bàbá lájọ dúró yìí ṣe máa kẹ́ni kankan kó máa tàn wá pé torí à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation àìtí gba country yẹn yes àìtí gba because àwọn process kan wà ká gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe délẹ̀ kò ń ṣe process ká wá máa parọ́ fúnra wa àwọn kan náà fẹ́ fi Yorùbá nation ra lè gbowó ní tá bá fẹ́ fi gbowó yẹn náà dà at least a máa gba country at least ìyẹn sàn ju ẹni tó ní òun ti gba country fún yín lọ báwo làwọn ilé ṣe máa wà lórí social media tó ń pariwo pé àwọn ti gba country àwọn méjèèjì olórí korodo yìí àwọn méjèèjì olórí korodo tẹ́ ẹ̀ wò yìí tàbá bí tọ́ ilé àánú wọn máa wórì àbí ṣé inú London bẹ́ẹ̀ náà tá a máa pariwo náà pa fi gba country èmi wà on the ground sẹ́ẹ̀ àwa ta fi gba country a máa kúrò níbi tá a wà wàá wá sílé wàá wá fọwọ́ kún wọn ẹni káwọn náà wá sílé kọ́ wá fọwọ́ kún yín tọ́ba tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni káwọn eléyìí kọ́ jáde kọ́ wá fọwọ́ kún yín wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ láti move an inch kúrò níbi tọ́wọ́ yẹn ẹ̀kẹ́ni kankan fún lè yín o ẹ̀yìn wa ẹ̀ ká padà lọ sọ́dọ̀ so the future is not there according to this person ẹ̀yìn tí wà frustrated ẹ jẹ́ ká kà lọ ó wá ní I often say on air Obilo ó máa ń sọ ní gbogbo wa pé 6 miles to the moon we shall reach the stars níjọ́ ò lè fẹ́ reach star bí a ta bá kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ṣá o ẹ̀yin kan ṣẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀yin kan tẹ̀ ń wò mí báyìí nísìn ẹ máa compete pẹ̀lú Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a private citizen that is doing extremely well because he was able to use his talent to push his agenda for space, for this, for that. All you need is just the right government, the right country to support your vision and bring you out of the cocoon. Ẹlòmíì brain yín ìdí tó ṣe ní problem ni pé kò rí bí lò sí. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe yahoo àwọn boys yẹn, they are intelligent. And that's how I was able to tell you about this. Let me, all right, I'll remember for many few minutes. Mo fẹ́ lọ mú, como send article yẹn sí Bishop lánàá. So jẹ́ sáré lọ mú Bishop. Mo fẹ́ gbé article young man tí ó jẹ́ wọn Binance yẹn. Nígbà tí mo ka story mo realize pé ọmọ we just waste time for this country called Nigeria. Mo bọ̀ fẹ́ post it sórí Facebook mo kí wọ́n lọ mo jáde. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí Yoruba nation òun nìkan ní ọ̀nà àbáyọ àdèmàdélẹ̀ lè rí lágbára Ọlọ́run now ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré ka ilé tán. Ó ní I often say on air 6 miles to the moon we shall reach the stars but this listener share that he can't even see the moon. Òun ò lè rí oòrùn. Òun ò lè rí oòrùn. Talk less of òun máa rí ìràwọ̀ stars. Àná ni full moon. Màá post picture yẹn mo ya picture yẹn lálẹ́ àná. Very bright. Tó bá ń wò lókè báyìí. Òbí lè wá ní òun máa ń sọ lórí ẹ̀ pé 6 miles to the moon we shall reach the stars. You can never reach your let me put it this way, you can never fulfill your dream while we are still one Nigeria. It's possible. It is never going to be possible and you cannot. Now let's go further. He said he has had enough of Nigeria and is considering leaving. Ìyẹn ni tó send message sí Edmond Obilo. Ó nẹ́ni yẹn sọ pé ṣe rántí pé ẹni yẹn kọ́kọ́ ní the listener expressed frustration that he is tired of hearing the message of hope and promises of future prosperity in Nigeria. Ó nẹ́ni yẹn wá sọ pé òun ó ti dé gògògóńgò. Ó ti consider pé kó fi Nigeria sílẹ̀ is now considering leaving Nigeria. Ṣé gbogbo àná la máa leave Nigeria àtúwà ẹ mọ̀ pé bá ṣe ń leave Nigeria yẹn à ń filẹ̀ lẹ̀ fáwọn àjòjì àwọn Chinese àwọn Igbo àwọn France àwọn Europeans àwọn ọmọ wa ralẹ̀ àwọn àǹtalẹ̀ fájòjì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo àwọn yẹn wọ́n ti mọ̀ wá dáadáa pé aláìkò owó ọkàn ralẹ̀ ń ti wọ́n ní à ń talẹ̀ fún wọn. Àwọn Haúsá àwọn yẹn náà ralẹ̀. Fúlàní àwọn tẹ̀ ralẹ̀ àwọn ń gbalẹ̀ ní ajagun gbalẹ̀ làwọn. Àwọn Chinese gbogbo Ogun State pátá lọ́nà ti rà. Tọ́ba ti rà wá fẹ́ǹsẹ̀ àmọ́ tó ń kó nínú ẹ̀. Ìyàwó mi sọ fún mi pé tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n náà máa ń extract gold yẹn nínú Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ní nísìn tí yẹpẹ̀ ló ń kó lọ. Tí yẹpẹ̀ ló ń kó gbogbo nǹkan kó lọ wá lọ máa extract ní ọ̀dọ̀ wọn lọ́hùn. Edmond Obilo wá ní I have been reflecting on how to respond but I find myself at loss for words. What do you think I should say to him? Àwọn ilé náà wọn pé Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ pín ní but inú Nàìjíríà ló wà so ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà extremely careful láti mọ tó máa sọ. Ẹ fi pé gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe radio journalist àbí radio blogging àbí kí wọ́n mọ gbogbo wọn mọ̀. But some of them cannot say it as it is. So mo kàn fẹ́ mú yẹn jáde fún yín pé kó lè mọ̀ pé the frustration will continue if only you allow it to do. But if I stop it together, 15 million of us on the street, it will be very difficult for them. So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹni tó lọ́n bá bò láṣìírí, I think it's just about £150. I can get these as quickly as possible. So I'll leave it like that. Now, let's go back here one more time. Mo fẹ́ fi arákùnrin nígbà tí mo ka profile ẹ̀, mo rí pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó good jù náà lọ wà, but ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe wà available òun ni pé arákùnrin tẹ́ ń wò yìí, I'm gonna pull up his picture properly. Ta ló rántí Binance? Ẹni tó èmi gan tí ka tán, but ibi tí mo kà dé ṣẹ́ríbóyegun ìdí tó ṣe máa ń sọ pé àṣírí inú ìwé ló máa ń fi sí, because tá bá ní kéèyàn kan lọ ka ilé ní sanu ní time, but nínú ẹ̀ lẹ ti máa rí àṣírí. I'm not going to go into all the details, but from what I have read so far, wọ́n ní the untold story of a crypto crime fighter's descent into ṣẹ́ríbọ̀bọ̀ tẹ̀ ń wò yìí tó bá ní very highly intelligent man, ọmọ Albania ni, ọmọ Albania, but 9 years old ló ti gbé lọ sí America. So kí lẹ respect tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ó di ẹni tí ó ti great nínú field ẹ̀. Kò sọmọ Yorùbá tí kò great nínú field yìí, but Nigeria ni kò jẹ́ kí ògo yẹn kó yọ. ṣẹ́ríjọ́ tá bá ti gba country wa ògo wa máa búyọ, ó máa bá ẹ pé ẹ máa wọ pé níbo ni ògo yìí wà látijọ́ ẹ̀. I will give us part of what this man has done that is an asset. Tọ́ba níyàn assets America, òun ṣe asset àwọn Tinubu, the kind of crime he has been able to resolve pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ń jalè Bitcoin. He worked in what they called IRS tax ní America. Kó tó di pé wá resign, kó tó wá employer as a Binance kìíní kan. But it's a long story, but I'm just going to give us a bit background. So ma omit àwọn kankan, but orúkọ ẹ̀gan, I think Gambayan, àkọ́ sọ pé Gambayan is a 39 years old. Ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ tó ń wo mi nísìn, èèyàn mélòó lọ́mọ 39 years old lórí platform nísìn? I'm sure many of you are 39 years old. Ọmọ 39 ó ṣe wà ní ojú ẹlẹ́gba, òun wá bó ṣe máa tọrọ owó. Ọmọ 39 years old òun ṣe ẹ̀ ló sà ẹ tẹ̀mí mọ́lẹ̀ sà. Ìwọ ọmọ 39 years old ó tí mọ ọwọ́ òtún sósì. À ń sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà ló ń ba ayé wa jẹ́, òun ní ká ṣọ́tọ̀. Arákùnrin tó ń wọ 39 years old tó bá gbọ́ award tó ti fún l'Amẹ́ríkà fún iṣẹ́ ribiribi tó ń ṣe, orí ẹ̀ máa burst. Jẹ́ n ka díẹ̀ fún ẹ̀ mọ́ bọ̀. Is a 39 years old Armenia, America. Jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ béèrè pé ìlú wo ló ń pè ní Armenia? Torí ìyẹn la máa fi máa ní understanding kí ni purpose táwa fi ń sọ pé a fẹ́ wà ní wọn Nàìjíríà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀lé kí ni population àwọn Armenia. Gbogbo population wọn is 3 million. Àbí mo wrong? Ẹ jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ confirm ẹ̀ dáadáa. Machine. Machine. Mo right. 2025 world. Oh my God, sorry. Ṣé ìwọ náà ṣàtìrí lórí street? Ó wá ní ká máa kú fún ọ̀tàgbé dání. Ikú ò ní pa wá o, torí àwọn kan máa ní káyé máa lo èdè burúkú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. But ó kà jà ẹ tó bá fẹ́ kú kó kú dànù. Àwa tí a bá kú, à á fi ayé lẹ̀ fáwọn tó máa gbádùn ayé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Torí gbogbo òun wa máa padà kú náà ní tá a bá gbára wa lọ́wọ́ Fúlàní. Ṣé wọn náà ti rí? Torí population yẹn. No, ìwọ náà rí náà, ìbọn ló wà lórí screen tó ń rí yẹn. Náà ní ká jà ká gbára wa sílẹ̀. Tó ní kí shut up. Lẹ́nu sàn Koiki. The population of Armenia is 2.9 million. Wọ́n pé 3 million. Wọ́n pé 3. Sórí ibi tí nǹkan ṣe reason tí mo sọ pé platform ibi báyìí ó yàtọ̀ sáwọn platform tó kù because èmi máa link nǹkan kan pẹ̀lú nǹkan kan ṣẹ́rí pọ́tọ̀ nìkan ta fẹ́ discuss but mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ lọ béèrè pé ta ni arákùnrin àwa fẹ́ kọ́kọ́ mọ̀ because ọmọ ọdún 9 ló gbé lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà but ìlú kan ló ti wá kó tó lọ Amẹ́ríkà ìlú yẹn ló ń pè ní Armenia kẹrì as of today population wọn is 2.9 òun là ń wò níwájú wa yìí the current population of Armenia spelled Armenia is 2,960,436 as of Thursday èní 13th 2025 eléyìí ò ń ṣe as at last year òun lọ́kọ̀ sí bíbáyìí 13th of February 2025 based on the worldometers elaborated of the latest United Nations data. Armenia 2025 population is estimated at 2,952,365 people at mid-year. Armenia population is equivalent to 0.04% of the total world population. Armenia ranks number 140 in the list of countries and dependency by population. The population density in Armenia is 104 per kilometer, 269 people per mile square. The total landmark ilẹ̀ táwọn ní kò tójú Ẹlẹ́gbà kò lè tó Lagos but only the total landmark is 28,470 kilometers. That's about 10,000 square miles. Ó tẹ̀lé fi ọ̀ tabájú àwọn ilé sínú Ọ̀yọ́ òdìṣọ́rí Ọ̀yọ́ tó rí ẹ̀ tabájú wọn sínú ẹ̀ àmàmà wọn bí nígbà tá à ń wá ọmọ kí náà máa fi ń retí. Unbelievable how our people ṣorí population wọn as at 1985 okay as at 1955 population one is 1.5 million. Nígbà táwa máa fi gba independent population tí wọ́n is 1.8 million. So my question is kí ni nǹkan tó ń bà wá lẹ́rù náà nísìnyí? Kí ni ìbẹ̀rù tá à ń bẹ̀rù fún? Ìyẹn ni èmi ò tí ní understanding. So mo kọ yàbàrà síbẹ̀ yẹn ni. Now another good thing tá tún fẹ́ mú jáde. Sórí kò ń ṣe pé kí ìlú dúró gbàgbàgbàgbàgbà bí Nigeria is as useless as tissue paper. Now wo life expectancy bẹ̀ yẹn? Look at their life expectancy. Ẹni tó bá ń gbé ní Armenia ìlú tó pé 3 million wọ́n ló máa dàgbà tó 75 years old. Infant mortality is 9.1. Death under age 5 is 10.4. Jẹ́ ká lọ compare ká tẹ̀ wo Nigeria ká lọ wo the same thing tá wò ní orí world kìíní tá fi wò ní sí worldometer yẹn náà ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wò ó ń retreat Nigeria lọ́wọ́. Population 235 million ìlú òfò kò ní value. Do you see? Now kí ló dé tá a cut out Yorùbá kúrò kí Yorùbá máa jẹ́ 60 million ká dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ayé wa fẹ́ wà òkè. Ṣoríjà tí èmi kọ́ ni mò ń jà o, ṣoríjà tí bàbá Akíntóyè ń jà fún wa, ṣorí ìjà tí Ìgbòho ń jà fún wa, ṣorí ìjà táwọn àgbàlagbà kan tí wọ́n ní làákàyè tó ń jà tó ń jà àwọn bàbá òfò kan tó ní ká má fún ní ká má sọ̀rọ̀ sí. Àwọn wọn ní time báyé yín ṣe máa dà òfin ìpàgọ́ Ọbásanjọ́ ní time báyé yín ṣe máa dà ni àwọn èèyàn kíá. Now ibi tí mo fi lò kàn nìyẹn. Ṣorí life expectancy ta ló lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá mi fi sínú comment section. It's terrible. Okay, ẹ lè má rí dáadáa kí ẹ pè fún yín. Nigeria life expectancy is 54. tó bá súnmọ́ 55 years old kò dúpẹ́ fọlọ́run nínú Nigeria torí something will kill you which is gonna be your health care. Ẹlòmíì ní àìsàn kan ní abroad in the last 30 years wọ́n dẹ̀ bá manage ó dẹ̀ ṣe wà láyé. Ó ti mọ oúnjẹ tó wù ní jẹ, ó ti mọ omi tó wù ní mu, ó ti mọ ibi tó wù ní rìn sí, ó mọ orú ìtọ́jú tó gbọ́dọ̀ fóun, ó dẹ̀ wà láyé 30 years ó wà lórí medication labroad. Sori pé ìwọ tó ní àfikún tó onú òfin kú tó bá jáde fún rally Ọlọ́run àdúrà ni Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ọ̀dàgbà tó 55 according to the life expectancy. Wọ́n kọ sí bíbá ìbí kọ́ mo kọ́. The life expectancy of a Nigerian wọ́n ní kò tẹ̀wọ́ 55, whereas Armenia ìlú 3 million. The life now èwo ló wá bẹ́tà nù Armenia àti Nigeria. So you are better off to relocate to Armenia because o mọ̀ pé wà á dàgbà tó 75 years old. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo infant mortality ti Nigeria. Infant ìwọ náà wo nọ́mbà yẹn. Infant mortality rate in Nigeria is 68.5. The infant death is per 1,000 live births. Armenia is 10. Kini purpose of Nigeria? Why do you want to save this country? Because the country itself doesn't want to save your life. Surely reason tí a ṣe ń pẹ́ lórí program because we keep going. Bọ̀bọ̀ ta fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí nísàn àìtí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Ìlú tó ti kúrò, ìlú tó gbádùn ni, ó tó wá lọ sí ìlú kan tó ń pè l'Amẹ́ríkà, ayé ẹ̀ kúkú wá bẹ́tà. Kí ló rò pé tá bá dà abroad ayé wa ṣe ń bẹ́tà? Because à ń wà exposed, à ń rí àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kí brain wa fi ṣiṣẹ́, ó fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kitchen porter, wọ́n máa sọ fún ẹ pé gbọ́dọ̀ wọ gloves ọwọ́, ẹwà àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó ń mú yàn tó wọ gloves ọwọ́. Torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé tó bá wọ gloves ọwọ́, àwọn chemical tó fi ń fa bọ́ yẹn á máa jẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kó má wàá sún àwọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú. So gbọ́dọ̀ máa wọ gloves. Now, death under age 5 ní Armenia wọ́n ní 10.4, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ́wọ́ ti Nàìjíríà 102.8. Ìlú yẹn ló ní ká wà nínú ẹ̀. Ìlú yẹn ni wọ́n ní ká wà nínú ẹ̀. Death under age 5 ní Nàìjíríà is 102.8, whereas the Armenia ìlú 3 million is 10.4. The question now is, why do you want us to save Nigeria? Ó yẹ ká save Nigeria fáwọn ọmọ Kọ́yà àti Ṣèyí Tinubu, àwọn ọmọ Ọya gbá máa dárúkọ wọn, àwọn ọmọ olówó, àbí ká lè máa lọ fọ mọ́tò fún wọn, ká lọ máa ṣe gate man wọn, àbí kọ́ra brand new car, ká máa lọ jókòó sójú títì, ká máa lọ kọ̀mẹ́ǹtì mọ́tò tọ́ra bíi Dino lórí Instagram. A ní ká jáde tán, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kú kó kú, àwa tá bá kù láyé a máa báṣẹ́ lọ, a máa rántí gbogbo àwọn tó jà fún òmìnira. Torí ní Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n jà gbára wọn lọ́wọ́ Britain ní Britain olórí burúkú òfin jẹ́ ká Amẹ́ríkà lọ 1776 wọ́n gbébọn jáde ni. Nídìí báyìí ẹni fẹ́ kú fẹ́ pàdé ẹni tó fẹ́ pa. Àwọn Amẹ́ríkà yìí wọ́n wà nísìnyí tó ń condemn Yorùbá nation, ó rí pé kà ní Amẹ́ríkà tó gbára ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Britain ní 1776. Ẹ̀yin tí wá wà ń bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìnyí, Ọlọ́run ṣọlá fún yín. Àwa ń pariwo Yorùbá nation, ẹni gbòwó ẹnu ẹ ti gbọ̀rọ̀ jù, ẹlẹ́nu jọ wáyà, ó ti lè sọ̀rọ̀ jù. Tí òun nìkan lọ́mọ Yorùbá ni, tí ó máa ṣọmọ Yorùbá, ìwọ náà gbé ẹpọ̀n jáde, idiot all over the place. Nàìjíríà ìlú òfò, ìlú mújẹmújẹ, ìlú táyé ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ pátápátá. Kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ wa láyé ẹ̀ bàjẹ́ o. Nàìjíríà yẹn gangan láyé ẹ̀ ti ó ti fàyè Nàìjíríà báyé tiwa jẹ́. Ó fàyè wa bàjẹ́ ní àwọn kan sálọ. Wọ́n sì tèmi sálọ ní 1990. Ìwọ́ṣẹ́ fi sálọ ní 21st century. Ṣé o rí pé visa ti tight? Ṣé o rí bó ṣe tight? Àwọn òyìnbó náà ti mọ̀ pé ń sálọ ni. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé táwa fún visa ò ní padà wá, especially America, Canada. Ìwé wo ló lọ kà l'Amẹ́ríkà? Ìwé wo ló fi lọ kà? Ṣé ìwọ ní owó tó ń fi sanwó? Ó máa tó ń san fún owó school l'Amẹ́ríkà àti ní UK àti ní Canada. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé rọ́là ń pa. But àwọn náà ní mo fẹ́ pé UK business center ní university wọn, business center ní UK university, èmi ọmọ America but UK yẹn business center ní, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé owó tó fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yẹn ni, tó bá tó wá ṣe tán wá ní kó máa lọ, àfi tó bá tètè rí ìyàwó kan àbí tó rọ́mọ kan tó kì mọ́lẹ̀ tó fún lóyún. Ìdíkà ṣe ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà, now look at this data ò kí ń parọ́. Kò sí kí ló ń pe Jésù fún a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa UCH níjẹta, so kí ló wá ń pe Jésù fún pé kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ pé 60 years nínú Nàìjíríà? Ó lè pé 60 years òbí kan tó bá sick at 54 ìjọ ẹ̀ ló máa kú dànù, kò ń ṣèpè. Ó bá lọ mọmi pure water kó mọmi holy water kó gbé wá láti kó gbómi zemzem wá kó máa fi wẹ̀ kó máa mú, kò lè. Àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan wà hospital ló gbọ́dọ̀ yanjú ẹ̀, kádùrà tó yanjú ẹ̀. Pastor Jerry náà máa ń sọ o kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ yàyẹ̀wò kan tó wá máa gbàdúrà lé lórí ok ṣé wọ́n tí wọ́n lè test bí i nǹkan kan ṣe ní Nàìjíríà ló wá fi lọ sí church pé kó gbàdúrà fún ẹ church gan gbọ́dọ̀ mọ tó ń ṣe ẹ̀ náà kó tó máa ṣàdúrà fún ẹ èbí mi náà máa ń wo Pastor Jerry mo dẹ̀ ń wo gbogbo bàbá wa tó kù náà ni mò ń gbọ́ gbogbo program wọn but we live in denial a believe pé miracle kan bọ̀ tó máa wá gbà wá miracle tó lè gbà wá sílẹ̀ nísìn òní pé tó bá ti lu aago rally kó bọ́ta tó bá ti lu aago rally pé ká bọ́ta ọ̀gá ń ṣe jẹ́ kan kò ń ṣe jẹ́ méjì wọn gàrí sápò máa gbé bọ̀ ìjọ 5 la máa ṣe ni o ìjọ 3 la máa ṣe ni o until our demands are met àdẹ̀dàlúrú àdẹ̀bànkan jẹ́ bọ́tọ́lọ́pàá bá wá náà ń ya wèrè ẹjẹ́ ìfìyàn sílẹ̀ tí sójà bá wá ní kúrò lójú títì ń disturb àdúgbò ń disturb kìíní kan ẹ jẹ́ ká fìyàn sílẹ̀ ìwọ ṣáà lọ dira dáadáa torí pé sójà á sọ fún sójà pé bóyá orí ilẹ̀ tiẹ̀ ló wà ní àbórí ilẹ̀ tiwa láwà àbá kọ́kàn jẹ́ o àdẹ̀ disturb anywhere ìyẹn kan tún confam ẹ̀ pé lóòótọ́ ni mo sọ wọ́n ní business center ní University UK you are right Mr. Koiki they are only after British kò sí ibi tèmi gbé for 25 years alẹ́ mi ò lè lọ sí university nígbà tèmi débẹ̀ ìwọ wọn ní o dé nísìnyí o dé pẹ̀lú student visa o dé tó o san 25% o rò pé o lè ṣe ju 16 hours lọ tó bá ṣe pátápátá wà ṣe 22 hours àbí 20 hours o mọ iye owó ilé tó máa san o máa sanwó oúnjẹ o máa sanwó dis so why expect pé kò ní owó yẹn lọ́wọ́ láti fi sanwó o expect pé iṣẹ́ tó fi ṣe iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe yẹn pé kò kàn máa fi lọ jógẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ ní club ní owó tó ń pa gan sef iṣẹ́ tó bá ń ṣe wọ́n expect pé tó bá dijọ́ Friday kò lọ sí pub kò mọ tí yó àwọn òdẹ̀ nírú owó táwọn olóṣèlú olórí burúkú náà ṣe bí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Wike gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Saraki gbogbo wọn lọ kàwé ní London fooling ourselves a fẹ́ lọ kàwé ní London àwa kan lọ kàwé afagburu lọ ní ìyẹn làwa ṣe gba visa àgbàtà rẹ̀ dáhùn mọ́ ní mò ń padà wálé the rest is history but ó take me ní 15 years kan tó dá mi lóhùn tí ọ̀ ní pẹ́ tó yẹn àwọn gbogbo ẹ̀yìn tẹ́ fi gbàwé ní UK and America Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó ṣe ṣe fún yín ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ nípa ti bàbá I don't want to go more than 3 hours but mo ti gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá ń sọ délẹ̀ so lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe jọ mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ̀ ń tọ́ bá bùkún fún ẹ ránṣẹ́ sí mi ẹ bá ń fi sákàǹtì mi àátùjọ àti ní 50,000 kan tí yàrá kan sẹ́ǹsì mi lánàá tàbá rí díẹ̀ fi kún nísìn ara kìíní ilé nì sódà kó lè kúrò níbẹ̀ ẹ̀mí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti wà níbẹ̀ pé bàbá ọ̀gá wa nídìílé mo ní má wọrí èmi ò lówó but àwo bí diaspora àbáwọn tó wà nílé tọ́lọ̀ bá bùkún fún so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn now ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá ń bá wa sọ lọ I've opened a lot let me close some down so ẹ wo bí Kẹ́mi Badenoch bí ṣe sọ lẹ́ǹkan ẹ wo bó ṣe ń jà fáwọn farmers wọn.
I'm here in a queue just about to turn into Whitehall with Jerry, who is very kindly driving me in his tractor, which he has driven up all the way from Devon.
He has driven all the way from Devon. Kí ni ó wá drive fún because ó béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ lóòótọ́ rally protest ti Europe ó yàtọ̀ sí Africa because Africa wèrè ni wọ́n tabajáde wọ́n á yin tear gas wọ́n á yin kiri kan but ìyẹn la ṣe ní the more taba ṣe pọ̀ sí the more ni ó máa jẹ́ intimidation fáwọn náà because kọ́ tó lè yin tear gas síbi tí 15 million people bá wà àwọn gan máa wò pé ṣáwọn lè take any chances but tabakọ̀ jẹ́ ṣúkúṣúkú 1,000 2,000 tààtẹ̀ pé 50,000 wọ́n knock anybody out ni o so ẹ bá dẹ̀ expect pé Tinubu á ní àwọn ọmọ wa ló wá ń ta ẹ forget gbogbo yẹn o ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa o Tinubu ìtòrò jẹ́ president kò ní Fúlàní kan náà ni gbogbo wọn jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún o agenda Fúlàní ni o tó bá ṣe agenda Fúlàní ni gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Yorùbá Tinubu á ti sọ sí o ó dákẹ́ lọ́lọ́ ni ambition bó ṣe fẹ́ di the president again ló ń sáré ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ní fún wọn ṣe òun dẹ̀ ló máa jẹ́ the last president but kò ń ṣe out it has to be by our effort so Kẹ́mi Badenoch òun lẹ̀ rí yẹn so kọ́lọ́n kó wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ now ẹ ṣe gan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wọ́n ní Koiki even the student loan also is something else the student loan is something else ni team ẹjọ ẹ bá mi fi account number síta ẹ mọ̀ pé èmi ò tún lè máa copy yẹn tẹ bá ń gbọ́ mi àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń béèrè account number wa so náírà náà la need but ẹ bá fún £1 àwọn ọmọ òdua la máa fi yẹn ránṣẹ́ sí o but mo dúpẹ́ lọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bò wá láṣìírí. À ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan lọ nípa China ká tó tẹ̀síwájú sọ́dọ̀ bàbá torí a ní just 30 something minutes àfẹ́ kó ju 3 hours lọ torí mo busy díẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí náà. So China wọ́n ní by 2022 China lifted 800 million people out of poverty. Báwo ló ṣe ṣe? It's an ṣẹ́rí ìlú tí kò bá ti produce nǹkan kan tí kò wà industrialized in tí Awólọ́wọ̀ bàbá yẹn mọ̀ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa produce because okay ibi tí mo jókòó sí nísìnyí mo ti mu coffee mo ti jẹ nǹkan kan again lé lórí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ to produce another coffee wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ produce the next milk wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ produce omi and this is what we don't have. Nigeria ò ní a progressive industrialized unit. Bí wọ́n bá dé anywhere ní UK ẹ ṣì rí pocket of industry lóòótọ́ gbogbo industry yẹn náà China ló ti ń kó majority of ọjà wa ìyẹn ni Trump ṣe sọ pé anybody tó bá fẹ́ ṣe any production ẹ máa bọ̀ nínú America òun á fún yín ní discount bọ́ pé kẹ́ lọ produce ẹ̀ ní China kẹ́ gbé wá yẹn ọmọ tariff yẹn máa high and Nigeria could have taken us out of poverty especially after tó detect the crude oil rather the money was spent wọ́n náwó yẹn bí gbàtẹ́ pé kò ní tán mọ́ wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn dolówó àwọn wá intimidate gbogbo àwa tó kù so these are the reasons going to gbọ́n mi triple direct and these are the reasons why we must continue to ask for our right. We are asking for our right. We are not destructive and we will continue to stand with what Baba Akintoye said is still going to be a non-violent until Tabafiba country is going to be non-violent. And we will continue to say that because especially this platform, we want money to it. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó fi bank kankan jẹ́ bọ̀ pé a ní jáde yẹn rọ́lẹ̀ pa. Koiki ẹ máa announce pé a máa jáde à ń bọ̀ fún rally. A máa jáde bàbá wa máa announce. Our rally will be done and our demands must be met. Divide Nigeria is the answer. No, none of our governor can stop it. None of our deputy governor can stop it. None of our politicians out there let me. Ẹ̀yin lè rò pé wọ́n let me. Ẹ̀yin jẹ́ kó délẹ̀ tán. Wọ́n ní ẹ̀mí but àwa là ń bẹ̀rù. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ nípa tí bàbá sọ ká tó máa wind down ètò. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe account number ọmọ bí àwọn tíìmù ọ̀tẹ̀ bí àwọn ọ̀gbọ́n kankan rárá látẹ̀kan ni wọn kọ́ ti post ẹ̀ sórí Facebook but wọn post ẹ̀ sórí YouTube ni fáwọn tó ń béèrè so account number yẹn 30 96 80 88 48 ìgbàpadì tó tún break yẹn ni so ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ crop ẹ̀ wá lórí àpò ọba mi post ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan kí n lè post ẹ̀ ká tó bá ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ bàbá lọ wàhálà I'll be doing that anyway.
ìlú ọlọ́run fún yín lélẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè tara yín láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé náà ọlọ́run
ọtí máa mi post ẹ̀ ẹ ṣe.
ẹ̀ka tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe nìyẹn wọ́n lẹ̀ ti pààyàn nílẹ̀ wa láti 2015 10 full years now. According to àwọn ọmọ wa wọ́n ṣe research wọ́n ní àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ti pa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá between 2015 àti ìgbà tí Buhari kúrò lórí ìjọba lọ́dún mẹ́jọ tí Buhari fi ṣèjọba wọ́n ní wọ́n ti pa 29,000 Yorùbá people 29,000 Yorùbá people.
Now, these 29,000 are meant to be Yoruba people that are meant to be alive, whether they are poor, whether they have, health issues, whether they are struggling as people. But unfortunately, within the last 8 years, we lost them. Now, the numbers of Yoruba people that have also died while Tinubu is in office is also growing, and it's going very fast. And we are not making this up because we don't like Tinubu. We are only worried and concerned that while Tinubu is the president, we are still grappling with insecurity across Nigeria, including Yoruba land, Southwest. Because I'm sure that we have a governor in Ogun State. While is the governor not doing enough to protect the indigenous people, the citizens? Why are they not protecting people in Oyo State? Why are they not protecting people? As of yesterday, let's go back again. There was a man that was killed, I think, state now, a Christian. I hope I can find it quickly. I'll talk about the Armenian guy in just about a minute, because Mufe push in, because time meeting low by. About analysis, time Yamamasari, Nigeria also plunged into darkness as at yesterday. Part of Nigeria plunged into darkness after the power grid collapses the second time in 2025. Yes. So what about Mr. breakdown? That means we're talking about 3,625 people were killed every year when Buhari was in office, making that 29,000. Actually gone me for the breakdown. Now, yesterday, like I said, a man died. This is it. Look at it. Boko Haram killed pastor sleeping in his bed and 2 other Christians in Nigeria. This happened more of that story that day. This was on the Christian Post, Gombe State. This happened in Gombe State. Boko Haram kills pastor sleeping in his bed and 2 other Christians in Nigeria. Suspected militant of Islamic group Boko Haram killed a pastor at his home in Gombe State on Sunday. Today is Thursday. That means every weekend. Remember that we talked about Ebonyi when we lost Ebonyi State. There was an attack there 2 weeks ago now by the same set of Boko Haram. There was an attack in Ebonyi. The massacre of villagers in Ebonyi. We can't continue to live in denial. Where is President Bola Tinubu and why is he not doing anything to stop this? I was looking for this particular story, I think 2 days ago. Something to do with ranching. I need to close. I've got so many things open, so that let's close some of those things. I don't want to close this one. I love the picture of Igbo here. So let's close this because I've got too many things open. I don't know why it's not opening. He's talking about ranching and things like that. I don't know what he's talking about. Abiodun and the French firm sustain effort towards food security. Baba, Mr. Abiodun, governor, the first thing you should be talking about is the protection of the citizens, so that what they call it Losoko. But are there enough weapons in their hands? Àbí ekoko sugarcane lé wọn lọ́wọ́ àti ọ̀pá tí kò ṣiṣẹ́? Because we need a robust security, not just in Ogun State, across all the Yoruba land. I take the country, and it is the responsibility of our governors to protect us, and we must continue to call them. By all means available, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has been vigorously pursuing the objective of his agricultural policy to ensure sustainable food security and self-sufficient as part of the integrated development effort of his administration. It cannot if you have not put enough security around that agriculture. This was a video that was sent to me from Yewa side yesterday. I'm sure some of you have watched the video. This is in Ogun State. So Baba Dapo Abiodun, there is a lot of work that you need to do, and you got to do it fast because time is not there. Egbo video.
OLAYOMI KOIKI. Ewo malu. Bó ṣe bọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ́ lọ.
Ewo malu bó ṣe bọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ́, and we have a governor talking about, all means available agricultural policy to ensure sustainable food security and source of Mr. Dapo Abiodun gómìnà ẹ ní láti rán yàn lọ sí Yewa yẹn láti lọ investigate kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn. Àwọn baálẹ̀ wo ló ń gbàbọ̀dè? Because as long as you are still the governor, you can make a lot of impact and I'm sure pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi àwọn tó dẹ̀ mọ̀yìn ẹ bá mi pass message sí bàbá wa Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún pé ọmọ wa kan ló sẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ lé pé màálù wọnú oko àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ security àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ọlọ́pàá àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ẹ ṣe gan nìyẹn kan credit wa nísìnyí mo mọ ẹni ẹ màá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín later gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá fẹ́ credit wa wọ́n ti bá fi account number síta ilé yìí of Ogun State ẹ má yẹ ká tẹ̀ bú because a fẹ́ kọ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ fún wa nísìnyí because at the end of the day bàbá Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún sọ̀rọ̀ nípa food security and self-sufficient ẹgbọ́n tọ́mọ yẹn sọ ní ìjẹta àbí lánàá kọ́ ni wọ́n ní ìjẹta nísìn wọ́n ní every 3 days lọ́ máa ń ká okra ó dẹ̀ ń worth 200,000 by the time tó bá gbé sínú apẹ̀rẹ̀ now 200,000 multiplied by 3 okay ká sọ pé 3 days wàá rí méjì in a week that's 400,000 multiply that by a month multiply that by a year. But if Fulani continue to invade, this is in Ogun State. Ogun State ni video it all to generated for me. Video àná lélẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé mo ti sọ fún àwọn ẹ̀ náà tẹ bá ń ṣe video fún mi ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa fi déètì sí. Mo ti wọ́n nìyí because I want our people to know that these are current video. Ẹ wo bí màálù ṣe jẹ gbogbo kó.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Koiki, ẹ wo màálù, wọ́n ṣe bọ̀ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ lọ. Wọ́n ṣe bọ̀ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ. Màálù ni o, bọ̀ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀. Òun náà bàjẹ́ yìí o. Anybody ẹ wo kó yẹ dá anybody èmi ní níbi tí mo wà yìí èmi nìkan ni mo wà lóko. Èmi nìkan ni mo wà lóko. Kò sí ẹyẹ.
Ẹ wo ilẹ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi. Àwa jókòó sí abroad, àwa ń lọ fọbọ́, à ń ṣe wàhálà. Wẹ́n tó yẹ kí gbogbo wa wà nílé. Báwọn kan ṣe ń lọ sóko, káwọn kan máa ṣe production, kẹ́yìn kan máa ṣe research, kẹ́yìn máa bá wa tọ́jú seed, káwọn kan máa ṣe many things. Tó bá jẹ́ pé famine nìkan ni gbogbo abátẹ̀ lọ face a lè fi build economy wa as possible. Ilẹ̀ tí UK ní kò ripe kò standard kò nourish tó ilẹ̀ tó ń sọ yìí so mo bẹ̀ gọ́vnà Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí eléyìí tẹ́ ń sọ pé food sustainable food security but níye wa kò sí security fáwọn ọmọ wa níbẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ yóò fẹ́ jalè wọ́n fẹ́ mú Colorado wọ́n fẹ́ mú Colos wọ́n fẹ́ di new yet provide security fún wọn. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ wo bí Fúlàní ṣe jẹ́ oko fídíò àná lélẹ̀ tó sẹ́ndì sí mi láti yé wa.
Pẹ̀lú mi tó bá di òye sí i.
Ìgùá ẹ wò
everybody fẹ́ jápa ni o.
ṣẹgbọ́
ẹ wọ gẹ̀dẹ̀.
wọ́n ní everybody fẹ́ jápa. Àwa Yorùbá wa abandon farming àwa lọ ń gbé ọ̀kadà àwa tó yẹ ká wà lóko a lọ ń gun ọ̀kadà níta. I don't understand. A lè continue báyìí èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá. I know we are short of time again but a lè continue. Ìyẹn la ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ máa jáde láti máa create awareness yìí and as we are doing this we are recording it as well especially fáwọn tó lè jókòó gbọ́ video 3 hours at least ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lè gbọ́ audio. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá Koikimedia audio yẹn pàdé à ń bẹ̀ yín ni ẹ bá wa máa spread ẹ̀ títí tí a máa fi ní owó bẹ́ẹ̀ láti lè ṣe DVD ni tábàdẹ́rẹ́ ní gbogbo yẹn ṣe ká bọ́ tata bá ti pè fún rally olúkálukú á dẹ̀ máa gbọ́ra wọn nínú rally ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí ká tó lọ gbọ́ bàbá lẹ́ǹkan sí kí tó wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ká tó máa dágbére àní dágbére kú o àdẹ̀ní dágbére àìsàn fúnra wa o.
Ṣé mo kí bí máa ń wà lára ẹ̀ wọ́n ti jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ sì rí ẹ wọ gẹ̀dẹ̀ bó ṣe rí kò sí kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá ẹ sì rí ẹ wọ gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n ti jẹ gbogbo orí ẹ̀ ẹ bá ẹ wọ gẹ̀dẹ̀ lọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ wọ ẹgbọ́n mi sí ọkàn rí gbogbo ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ o this is Balógun tó líìkì mọ́ àwọn tó wà ó kó àwọn Balógun tó ń dàkú ní ara ò níbi ìṣeun lélẹ̀ ìbákọ́ni tó máa ń sọ fún wa o òun ni o ní Dangote ẹ̀wò níbèṣì àwọn Fúlàní ẹ̀wò ìbọn ọkọ̀ jẹ́ sí wọn kọ́ ní oko ìmọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n pa ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ yẹn jẹ́ débi pé ẹ̀wò sí wọn kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ sì rí òun ni anybody ò lè wá sóko láti àtàárọ̀ tí mo ti ń bọ̀ mi ò pàdé yẹn kan mi ò pàdé anybody any single person mi ò pàdé wò ẹ̀mọ́ ìbòkó jẹ́ mi ò parí anybody wá ẹ wò ẹ ti rí ẹ wò ọkọ̀ ìbòkó jẹ́ ní ẹ ti rí.
máa ga ọ ọlọ́njọ́ o à ń bẹ̀ ni o àmọ́ tá a ṣe fún fúlàní o àmọ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tá a ṣe fún fúlàní bọ̀tí tí mo mọ̀ ni pé àgbàrá wálẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ just lọ́dọ̀ bàbá ti gbọ́ púpọ̀ lánàá ká tó gbé tó wálẹ̀.
Can this be true? But very quickly, mo wá gbà pé ó láti true lóòótọ́. Kí ni ìka tó jẹ́ kí wá gbà pé ó láti true? Àwọn the National Bureau of Statistics, the Federal Nigerian Government Bureau of Statistics, ó publish some statistics ní December tó lọ yìí lóṣù kejì síbí. Nínú ẹ̀ wọ́n sọ pé àwọn Fúlàní àtàwọn aláìsí wọn terrorist wọn tó ń kó káàkiri wọ́n ti pa 614,000 people ní Nàìjíríà 614,000.
Did you hear that? As at December last year ni bàbá ń sọ yìí o so torí àsìkò mo rẹ̀ fẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn wa náà kó máa lọ so kó má pọ̀ dípa máa rush out so let me just bring this out of the way. Mo kí bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo ibi tí Elédùmarè ní kí a wà presently. London lẹ́wà ní America ṣe ibùgbé Ukraine lẹ́wà torí àṣìmọ̀ fáwọn kan wà ní Ukraine kò sí ibi tá àkókò wà ọba máa ja ogun níbi kan ọmọ Yorùbá ń lọ bẹ̀ ni Cairo lẹ́wà ní Egypt wíkíbi tí olúkàlùkù wa bá wà tí a ti ń wá ọrọ̀ ajé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Côte d'Ivoire ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní ìlú Benin Republic ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní Yoruba land ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní Canada Australia gbogbo bí kíbi tó olúkàlùkù wa bá wà mo kí brọ́dà mi jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ lọ kí brọ́dà mi ẹ má bínú lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i try láti wá ẹ̀jẹ̀ end the audio yìí Koikimedia bringing the work closer to your doorstep in the 13th of February 2025 àdẹ̀mọ̀ bóyá ẹlòmíín fi pè so line yẹn wà short lẹ́ẹ̀kan torí mo ń record torí recording yẹn ó ń really help especially fáwọn tí wọn ò ní access sí internet mo dẹ̀ ó pé ó record because gbà mí kò ní record so tabarẹ̀ tó fẹ́ pè nísìn mo ti ṣí phone line yẹn just briefly bó mo fẹ́ pẹ́ torí mo mọ̀ pé tá a bá jókòó náà máa gbádùn ara wa bí wọ́n ìbò ṣe ń gbádùn sìgá Àrólé Odùduwà brother mi tí ìfowóránṣẹ́ sí mi ẹ má gbàgbé o ẹ bá ti gba sálárì mo kí dáadáa ẹ kú àdúró tì Ọmọbọ́lájí Abdullahi mo kí ẹ àwọn kan ti gbé ní Dubai rí but nígbà tí gbogbo ẹ yíwọ́ tí wọ́n rìn ní ìwé fún wọn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ padà wálé ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ti gbé lábúrọ̀dì rí bá wálé frustration lásán okay ó record so máa send audio yẹn síta tẹ bá ti bá pàdé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi máa pín káàkiri mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ọmọgbọ́láhàn Albert báwo lọ́dọ̀ yín lọ́hùn dr wọ́n ní more knowledge for you sir Mr. Koiki ẹ̀ka ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìṣẹ́ máa tẹ̀wọ́ àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀ mẹ́sẹ̀gì nígbà ìrún ló ń pè yẹn àwọn nǹkan tá à kí ń gbọ́ ní London yẹn àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run mo kí triple DRS ní gbogbo Nottingham mo kí prophet Ológunlúwa mo kí Àdìgún Mákànjọ́lá mo kí gbogbo àwọn mobilization team mo wá kí gbogbo group pátá pressure tí ń wà lọ́rùn mi báyìí táwọn èèyàn ti ń gbọ́ pé rally ń bọ̀ Mr. Koiki báwo lẹ ṣe fi support ọmọ yẹn mi kọ́ ní YSDM ìyẹn la ṣe ní káwọn èèyàn dáwó sí YSDM tèmi bá ń request pé káwọn èèyàn support wa is because mo kàn fi náà nǹkan kan ta fi ṣe nínú media tá à ń bá lọ ni but the major payment of supporting this movement has to go to the YSDM láti lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n lè rí gbogbo tó fi ṣe ọlọ́run adé fún wọn ṣe ṣàjẹ́ ká support YSDM èyí tẹ́ ń dáwó ẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀rùn míyàn tẹ́ bá da gbogbo owó yẹn náà lọ́ máa rí lò láti fi ṣe logistics support gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ti travel rí tí fún dikun àbí dikejì travel yẹn ti wá fi dàbí ìgbà pé ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ẹ̀rí ọ̀nà àbáyọ tó bá lè travel out kò mí ìpè tó ra fi gba Yorùbá nation ọmọ jápa so àwọn tàbákù àmàṣe ó kí sísítà mi sísítà mi dáadáa ìtùnú báńkì màmá ọlọ́run bá dúró tiẹ̀ ọlọ́run ní fi í sílẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń bẹ ní ìlàró mo kẹ́yìn tẹ̀ ń bẹ ní gbogbo Ògùn state àwọn èèyàn ṣe wàhálà wàláì tàláì súnmọ́bi láì làzílà hùwà ọmọ Yorùbá ń ṣe wàhálà but ìgbìyànjú wa yẹn kò jáde dáadáa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin princess mo kí kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ mo kí bàbá mi náà ti Aláàfin tá a máa joyè ní on the 6th mo kí kò gbọdọ̀ kú mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá wa ìyá jagun mo kí yín mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo wa náà ni à ń ṣe ìgbìyànjú pé kí a bọ́ àwọn politician kankan wà tó ti sú but tá a bá push akọ̀wà bó ṣe wà náà ni a gbọ́dọ̀ push wọn torí àwọn náà ti sú wọn Nàìjíríà ti fojú wọn ẹ̀mọ̀ so mo kí gbogbo wa wọ́n ní báyìí petrol ti di 1,050 kí ni bàbá wa kọ ẹ̀ bí i 1,050 lọ fẹ́ kọ́ àdánù èlò ni wọ́n ta petrol ní sin ṣé èlò ni petrol ní sin per litre mo kí yan Mr. Nurudeen 1998 wọ́n ní Koiki petrol was selling for 11 naira per litre okay but nísìnyí wọ́n ti di 1,000 naira per litre bàbá mi John Ogundele ló ń sọ fún mi pé Koiki 25 years ago 11 naira ni wọ́n tà kódà nígbà yẹn mo rántí pé àwọn Tinubu náà jáde tó protest against Jonathan now all of a sudden èèyàn kankan jáde mọ́ báyìí o àmọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ everybody dákẹ́ lọ́lọ́ mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koikimedia team tó o bá sí àwọn Koikimedia team kò sí mi náà ìyẹn ni ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ rántí pé àwọn gangan ni wọ́n pè ní Koiki Mr. Ọlákáyọ̀dé mo kí yín bàbá wa John ní orúkọ Jésù Olúwa Yorùbá independent máa wáyé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí Ọlánìpẹ̀kun òun náà ó ní farm gbogbo àwọn tó ní farm gbogbo wọn pátá wọ́n ti abandon ẹ̀ kò sí irrigation tó mi máa fi wá kò sí security ìnà báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ lọ sí farm tó máa bẹ̀rù pé tó o bá lọ padà sílé oníyàwó lọ́mọ iṣẹ́ tẹ́lómi ìṣe nísìnyí lómi ti ya bàrà ni àròlé ní the last time I went to Nigeria I got relief anytime I think of my pali to return back imagine people who are deported and do not have access to go back bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹni tó bá ti travel rí tó wá padà sí Nàìjíríà gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà Trump ò ní rí yín mú gbogbo èèyàn wa tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà tẹ́ ẹ̀ níwèé it's not easy mo kí mi bàbá mi Adébáyọ̀ Pọ́nlé mo fi tọ̀tọ̀ mo fi dárúkọ yín ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kẹ́yìn ọ̀dọ́ wa ẹ má kẹ́ni kankan dẹ́rù bà yín pé báyìí ló ṣe máa rí tàgbọ̀ndù kò sí nǹkan tó léṣèlú lè ṣe tàbá ti ìjọ jáde tán wọ́n mọ̀ pé akọni ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ nílé o mo kí bàbá mi Ẹ̀bùn Yusuf Abiodun wọ́n ní good morning Koikimedia mo kí Mr. Adebash ẹ ṣé gan ni sir mo kí Mr. Adebash lẹ́ẹ̀kan ní Yorùbá nation no going back ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àwọn tó tún wà níbẹ̀ kan tó máa lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ àti wà ní 2 hours 51 minutes mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní ìlú Ìbàdàn mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní Òkè Ògùn mo kí gbogbo àwọn tá a bá pè ní a ní warrior èmi máa ní angels lè jẹ́ fún wa angels a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bọ̀bọ̀ Albania yẹn lẹ́ǹkan but àti mú story ìtò ṣe pàtàkì màá mú story ẹ̀ wálé again níjọ́ míì but ìtò important ni pé a mọ̀ pé ọmọ Armenia ni ìyẹn dẹ̀ fún wa ní background pé 3 million ní population wọn so I think that is a good information there. Jẹ́ ká wo àwọn olótú wà online ká kíyín ká tó máa dágbére pé láti ọ̀dọ̀ wa níbí ní Áfíríkà àkíyàn bàbá mi Sunday Olúmídé mo fi tọ̀tọ̀ wọn fi kíyín Ọmọgbọ́láhàn Ọba wọ́n ní there's an ongoing meeting with the Southwest Governor in Lagos and is shared by Governor Sanwo-Olu. Main topic of discussion are security issues, Southwest Development Initiatives and food security. Oh, are very, very important. Very, very important. Ẹ ṣé gan ni fún update yẹn. We don't have anything against our governors. All we are just saying is that while Nigeria is still ongoing, give our people the joy of being part of a country. Títí tí a máa fi gbalẹ̀ wa. But pé ẹ̀yin gbádùn, àwọn kan gbádùn. Ìgòbí ni o, ìgòbí. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn world media, mo kí home-based media, mo kí independent media. We're all doing our best. Everybody has their own different ways of delivering their messages. But one thing is, Yoruba nation is the solution. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Gani Olóyèdé, mo kí Ìbà Gani Adams náà lógun ọ̀fẹ́ o, mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ OPC. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá la fẹ́ Alhaji Ileyemi Suleiman ẹ ṣé gan ni sà. Bára wa jà but àwọn kan wọ́n máa ní Koiki wàhálà yín ṣe pọ̀ jù. Mo kí brọ́dà mi gbogbo post mi pátá lọ kọ́mẹ̀ntì lórí Ọlámilékan Moshood. Gbogbo post báyìí wọ́n máa ń kọ́mẹ̀ntì mi. Ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ti bínú tán. Wọ́n ní federal government don't need soft hand. War will make Yoruba nation stand. Federal America tẹ̀sán bá fi ja ogun àwọn ọ̀tẹ̀ ìjà ogun but a máa defend ara wa. Mo kí Mr. Ọlálékan Adras, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní gbogbo ìdíròkò ní gbogbo border, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní north tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, mo kí Gani Olóyèdé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí brother mi dáadáa, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ nílùú Ghana, Akínládé Akédéméjì, mo kí yín good morning, mo kí gbogbo yín. Wọ́n ní tàrífù ti lọ sókè, wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki wo a lè máa gbọ́ program ẹ mọ́ àtẹ̀yìn tó kù, MTN ti increase tariff, ìyẹn lára wa ṣe ń ṣe audio, so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá rí audio yẹn ẹ bá wa circulate quickly and swiftly káwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n lè gbọ́ pé Yorùbá nation kò sí nǹkan kan tó dá dúró, ó ń tẹ̀síwájú ni àdèmàdélẹ̀ lérí. Mo wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin sisters mi, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin màmá dáadáa, gbogbo yín ni mo kí, ẹ̀yin màmá lálùbáríkà, ẹ̀yin màmá tí ẹ jẹ́ abiyamọ òtítọ́ tí ara ń kan yín pé báwo la ṣe máa rán ọmọ lọ sí skul tí kò níṣẹ́ kò dáa, odindi ọmọ tẹ rán lọ sí skul kò wá níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́, it's very disheartening. Mo kí Mr. Prince Adébáyọ̀ Shitu, Adéwálé Abdulwasiu, wọ́n ní Koiki great job, the Koikimedia strong media in the movement. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, we don't take it as a joke. Àbáyọ̀mí, mo kí ọ brother mi Adéwálé Abdulwasiu ni may the soul of our late mother also kọ́lọ̀n foríjì ìyá wa, kọ́lọ̀n bá wa di bàbá Akíntóyè mú dáadáa. And we have 6 more minutes. Sunday Káyọ̀dé mo kí yín o, mo kí màmá tó gbé mi náà, mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀yin gangan ní Yorùbá nation, ẹ má ẹ kí abára wa jà. Àwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ náà wọ́n mọ̀ òtítọ́ àmọ́ ó ń prove difficult pé wọ́n fẹ́ wá sọ́dọ̀ bàbá Akíntóyè, wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ mọ́bi tí Dúpẹ́ wà, Dúpẹ́ ti sá lọ báyìí. Mo kí bàbá Túndé Olúwa ṣeun fún iṣẹ́, mo kí ìyá mi Ọláníyàn, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa tún wò, mo kí Mr. Bakari wọ́n ṣe thumbs up lórí Twitter space, Mr. Gabriel mo kí yín, akí àwọn Biafra náà kọ́lọ́njọ́ gbogbo tó ń lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n mú sí ibi tó mú wọn sí àti Kánú ní o àti mọ̀ pé àwọn kan láìpẹ́ ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọn but ẹ mọ̀ èèyàn náà làwọn náà, they might not be perfect, àwa náà perfect but ìjàngbara kò sí tí kò lè mú jáde ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀, so kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú gbogbo wa. So mo kí àwọn tó ń disagree pẹ̀lú wa náà, wọ́n mọ̀ òtítọ́, wọ́n mọ̀ pé Koiki àwa sì ń jẹ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ níbi o, wọ́n ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ ká break Nigeria, ẹ sọ fún Tinubu kó divide Nigeria, that is the solution. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, everybody knows the truth and the truth is that Nigeria is no longer the kind of country that you think or might or will or believe that ó máa mú progression jáde. Gbogbo tí Tinubu wá fẹ́ ṣe báyìí àwọn málàyàn ò ní gbà fún, and that for us is not a country. Tí málà náà bá débẹ̀ àwa Yorùbá máa tún, ìdúgbà tí Buhari wà ń bẹ́ a complain, ìgbà tí Jonathan wà ń bẹ́ a complain, bí Ibo bá tẹ̀ débẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba wàhálà dé nìyẹn. So àwọn málà ò tẹ̀fẹ́ kí Ibo jẹ president, wọn ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Ibo jẹ president láìláì, wọ́n tẹ̀lé tolerate wọn. Mo mọ tó wà láàrin àwọn méjèèjì yẹn. So the hatred between every one of us is just too much, and we are living in denial, thinking that we can live together in one harmony Nigeria. We can't. Nigeria needs to be dissolved, and it needs to be dissolved now. My name is still the same, OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia. Mo fẹ́ ogun o, ìtafẹ́ ni pé peace. Táwọn governors bá bàbá Akíntóyè jókòó, táwọn bá bàbá Akíntóyè jókòó àti Ìgbòho pé kí lẹ fẹ́, a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Ó dà ẹ jẹ́ ká tó báyìí, kó dẹ̀ yá ní kíákíá lọ́dún ìkan ṣe pé ìjọba sọ fún wa pé ká lọ jókòó ká kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ kí Tinubu ṣe tán. A lè jókòó kí Tinubu ṣe tán ká tó béèrè country wa, kò possible. No, we can't wait for Tinubu to finish his tenure. No. Ẹni tó bá ń sọ pé ká lọ jókòó yẹn irọ́ ni ànígbà. So we love Tinubu so much, but the thing is restructure wọ́n ní jẹ́ kó rí ṣe, renovation wọ́n ní jẹ́ kó rí ṣe, independent Yoruba country gan wọ́n fi jẹ́ kó rí ṣe. So what we just need to do is say it as it is. So I love you all, and hopefully we will catch up again. I'm still very busy. I'm doing a lot of research. Some have got nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. That is the reason why I'm here. But the most important reason why we're here is to also be with Professor Akitoye until I return back to my base in London. Continue to pray for us, and also the mercy of God to guide us. I will not short hour, but again, pray for us and pray for my family, and pray that gbogbo tèmi náà fẹ́ kí ó tètè bọ́ sí ní kíákíá. Gbogbo wa náà ni a jọ máa ṣe àṣeyọrí. Akin Games mo kí ẹ. If I haven't mentioned, I've not been on Instagram because again we have been locked out of Instagram. I don't know how long it's going to take. Mark is just doing whatever he wants to do, but that's fine. We're not on TikTok, so gbogbo platform tabani náà ni a máa jọ máa manage for now, but we are hoping to improve as we go forward. And tó bá ní wọn gbọ́ Yoruba Nation, it is your responsibility to tell them about Yoruba Nation, not just my responsibility. We all have responsibility and we all have a role. Mo kí ẹ Ọlálékan Ọpẹ́, mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo àwọn team members náà that they're working, you know. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n palẹ̀mọ́ fún ti Bàbá Akitoye ní end of this month. It's a lot of work, you know. I am not member of the committee, but you can imagine that it's a big event, and like I said, you're going there not to disrupt or disturb the event, but we are going there to honor our mother that passed on. May the soul rest in peace, and the soul of many people that have died, Yawa Janet Fashakin, and many of people that have died during the course of this movement, and many people that have died in the course of being part of One Nigeria. And on that note, tell the politicians that Yoruba Nation is no going back and is non-negotiable. Tell Afenifere Yoruba Nation is no going back and is non-negotiable. Tell anyone that needs to care that Yoruba people have said enough is enough, and Yoruba would exit Nigeria. And on that note, I say au revoir, and say we meet again. God bless Yoruba people. God bless Yoruba land. God bless Baba Akitoye. God bless each and every one of us, whether you believe in Yoruba Nation or you do not believe, it does not matter. As long as you're a full-blooded Yoruba person, God bless you. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Baba Nadeni Akim Muki, and anyone that is there that I did not mention. Aziz Shakiru Moriembe, our ìránṣẹ́ ìran ọmọ Ládé Ọlámilékan Olúṣẹ̀sí Ọlákúnlé Mukeo, Yawa Grace Olúṣòótọ́, and Yawa Esther Ayankola Mukiyi. I think those are the names I picked up from the backup channel. We are Pastor Mo Mukiyo, I believe, have been managed. Ola Tony Aegis in Belgium. Koikimedia, bringing the work closer to your doorstep. Remember about our FEWOSA account, Kali Rewolo, ni Ibata Nide. Thank you so much. Bye for now.